For the Mavericks, Daniel Gafford is out for the second consecutive game, and while Friday he was listed out due to rest, Gafford will miss this game after picking up an illness. Klay Thompson is out for rest today, but P.J. Washington is back in the lineup as his ankle soreness has subsided enough for P.J. to play. Now for the Cavaliers, Jarrett Allen remains out for the 5th straight game with right knee tendonitis. Sam Merrill is out with a left hamstring strain. Jalen Tyson was a game-time decision with left ankle soreness. Tyson has been deemed unable to go, so he will miss today's game as well. Tyrese Proctor's out with a right quad strain. Craig Porter Jr. will miss with a left groin strain. Max Strus, though, will make his season debut after having surgery in the offseason to repair a left foot fracture. And that's been your UT Southwestern Recovery Report. Now it's time for a courtside interview as we'll hear from the man who was inducted just last weekend into the Texas Black Sports Hall of Fame, Dwayne Price of Mavs.com. Congrats to Dwayne on that achievement. And Chuck Cooperstein brings us that conversation with the new Hall of Fame sports writer.
Mavericks and Cavaliers, day basketball. Tough night Friday night.
Yep.
Got to go do it again against the same team. What do you make of the whole baseball series concept, even if it isn't a pure baseball series, because there's travel involved here?
I actually love it, especially from a coach and a player standpoint, because you just played them. So you already know if you lost, you already know what you did wrong. And if you won, you may get a little bit overconfident. Hey, we just beat about 33. So it's an advantage for the Mavericks. But you got to do something to stop Evan Mobley, though. You can't just let him get off to it.
Yeah, it was interesting because you see them and you're so worried about Harden and you're so worried about Mitchell, and with justification.
Right.
And then there's Mobley to start the game, and he's the one that they really had no answer for.
Right. He's an all-star. This guy here, he doesn't get enough credit for what he's able to do on the court. And I always tell people all the time, he is the key to this team. Harden and Donovan Mitchell, they're going to get theirs, but you don't know what you're going to get from the big guys between him and Jarrett Allen. I know obviously Allen is out now, but if Mobley can continue doing like that, I would not be shocked if the Cavs make it to the finals.
What do you make of Cooper Flagg's game Friday night? I thought the dunk almost was that moment where the light came on. I'm okay, right? And I can go and play like Cooper Flagg.
What's up, y'all? Good to see you. Almost ball game time. Potoi in the background. Mavericks need a victory in the worst way. NBA, day ball, Potoi.
The first time I saw Cooper Flagg play, the one thing that stood out about him that I said, this dude likes to dunk. And if you're in the way, he's going to break your hand. So I love that about him. And I think the Mavs fan going forward next season and the year after that, they're going to be very, very happy with this guy.
And it's, when you're in the situation the Mavericks are in, and you've lost 19 of 22 and you've lost 8 of 9, and a lot of times it's not competitive in the second half. You're looking for bright spots. You're looking for silver linings. Ryan Nembhard's game the other night was like the best game he's played in months.
Right. Had the nine assists and all that. First time we saw him, we like what he do. We like what he does to the standpoint, well, why didn't this guy get drafted? The only thing I can think of is because he's not very tall. But he led the college basketball in assists. Who cares about how tall you are? You and I both go back to 2011 NBA Finals when the Mavericks put little old J.J. Burrell in the starting lineup in Game 4 when the Mavs were down 2-1 in that series. J.J. was one of the biggest difference in that series, and they didn't lose another game. Height is overrated. Trust me. I understand everybody wants the big guy, but the big guy ain't always the best guy.
What?
Again, that is Texas Black Sports Hall of Famer and writer for Mavs.com, Dwayne Price. I'm Tyler Sloan. That will do it for our pregame show. When we return, we'll send you to Chuck Cooperstein and Brian Damaris at Rocket Arena for the call of today's game. It's the Dallas Mavericks and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Lineups and opening tip-off are next on the Dallas Mavericks Radio Network.
Hey, good to see y'all. Day ball, Potoi, we ready. Dallas Mavericks. Come on, guys. Let's get it. We just need to win a game. Here we go.
For our Dallas Mavericks.
Picked up by Nembhard. Nembhard over the top. Christie left corner. Catch and shoot three. Down.
Basketball rocks here on 97.1 The Eagle.
Shepard cross-court pass stolen by Williams. On the fly. Drop it off. Washington spikes it through.
All season long, catch every second of the Mavs here. Now, taking you live to courtside. It's Mavs time on 97.1 The Eagle.
Welcome to Rocket Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. Matinee basketball, the Mavericks and the Cleveland Cavaliers. After the Mavericks were taken out behind the woodshed by the Cavaliers on Friday night, 138 to 105. But, Brian, one thing that I think we saw that we had to like a lot in light of everything else that went wrong on Friday night, really the return of the Cooper FLAGG that we've come to know and love.
Yeah, bounce-back game coming off the first best game he's had since coming off injury. Remember, before injury, he was averaging 29 points a game in his last 7 games. Obviously, as Jason Kidd talked about pregame, a lot of rust has to come off, finally finding him. And I don't think it's any coincidence that it's also games where it's a game where he didn't have the ball in his hands as much, and Ryan Nembhard started the game, and he just plays a little bit better when he doesn't have to initiate all the offense.
Yes, he does. He gets to actually play basketball instead of worrying about thinking about playing basketball. Do that next year. Let him hoop this year. Come on, Cooper.
To get into its offense, to make something good happen, and when the ball wasn't in Ryan's hands, that's when there were problems because the Mavericks still had 19 turnovers in the game.
Yeah, look, this team runs better with an effective point guard that puts everybody in the position, especially a point guard who everybody likes playing with because of all of his assists. That's the way this team works best, most effectively. Nembhard had some learning curve once he got on the scouting report, but hopefully this is why they signed him. Give him a complete runway to show what he can do the rest of the year.
Texas Ford dealer, key to the game.
It's simple. Turnovers. Got to keep control of the basketball. You're already fighting an uphill battle against opponent offense. Can't give them easy looks.
In their last 11 games, the Mavericks have turned it over an average of 16.5 times, and teams with 20 points off of those turnovers. 19 turnovers for 20 points on Friday night against the Cavaliers. It's time now for the starting lineups. Let's have the Mavericks introduce themselves.
Marshall, 6'6", Jamie.
Cooper FLAGG, 6'9", Duke.
PJ Washington, 6'7", Kentucky.
Max Christie, 6'6", Michigan State.
Ryan Nembhard, 6 feet, Gonzaga.
Mavericks coming in at 22 and 45 in that lineup. Their 39th different starting lineup, the most in the NBA, and putting PJ Washington in as a small ball 5 in place of Marvin Bagley, who started the game on Friday night. The Cavaliers, coached by Kenny Atkinson in his second season at 41 and 26. They are 4th in the Eastern Conference, and they'll start the same lineup they had on Friday night. Keon Ellis, 6'4", in his 4th year from Alabama, and 1 forward, 6.2 points, 1.7 rebounds, but a guy who has just killed the Mavericks over the last few years. A 13-point game on Friday and a 21-point game for Sacramento in a Kings win against the Mavericks right after Christmas. Dean Wade at the other forward, 6'8", his 7th year from Kansas State at 5.8 points and 4.2 rebounds. Evan Mobley in the middle, 6'11", his 5th year from USC, 17.9 points, 8.7 rebounds, and 4th in the league in shot blocks at 1.85. In the backcourt, Donovan Mitchell, 6'2", in his 9th year from Louisville, 7th in the league in scoring at 28.2 points, 4.5 rebounds, 5.8 assists, and he's 8th in steals at 1.56. And James Harden, 6'5", in his 17th year from Arizona State, 16th in the league in scoring at 24.2. 4.9 rebounds, and 4th in the league in assists at 8.1. And Brian, we saw how devastating that backcourt can be, even if they were going maybe at about 70% of their max, because they had so many other things going on Friday night.
Jason Harden, the ultimate pick-and-roll partner, can distribute the ball. They can always play with 2 playmakers in the court. When you add Schroeder to that mix, not as much on Mitchell's plate, and you saw how he took over in the 4th.
Mavericks in royal blue today, silver numbers, white letters on the back, navy letters outlined in white on the front, Dallas across the chest, and navy around the shoulders and waist. They'll shoot to our left in the first half, And the Cavaliers in the wine uniforms today with the gold numbers and letters and Cleveland written across the chest. They will shoot at the basket to our right. The officials today are Tyler Ford, Brian Fortin, Jenna Schroeder, Ed Mallory, Trey Maddox, Viniam Maru, and Dedrick Taylor at the Replay Center in Secaucus, New Jersey. Quickie trip for the Mavericks, although it feels like it's been nothing but the road for the last 2 weeks. There was a home game on Friday night. They're here today. They're in New Orleans tomorrow, and then actually back home for a week.
We can see the end of the road.
Yes, there is light at the end of the tunnel. And here we go, and Mobley and Washington in the center circle, and Mobley controls the tip to Wade, and away we go. Here in Cleveland this afternoon as James Harden has the ball against Najee Marshall. And he'll lob it to the top of the arc to Mobley. Harden comes around to the left and gets it and lost the handle, and it's picked up, and they'll call a foul, excuse me.
He's my favorite co-star on Abbott Elementary. Well,
coming around that screen hard, Najee Marshall basically fought over it, forced that screen, tipped the ball away from Harden, forced a bad pass.
You know, so many times you want to go under those screens, or they're told to go under the screens. You don't see it very often these days when teams actually have their guys go over the screen. It worked there and forced an early turnover. Here's Flagg from the right elbow, back out to Nembhard, who worked to his right, one bounce and holds, dropped the Flagg at the left elbow, got Ellis up in the air, again got him up in the air, and then comes up short from 12, and Donovan Mitchell with a rebound for Cleveland. Accelerates on Christie, spins him from the dotted line, floater is good.
Picking up right where he left off the end of the game the other night.
And Flagg will bring it up this time for the Mavericks along the right side against Mitchell. Met by Wade as well at the block, leaning in, banks it up, and it's an offensive foul that's called on Flagg by Jenna Schroeder.
I think they're going to say that his elbow caught the face of Donovan Mitchell, and that's the point. It wasn't that Mitchell was in position, it was more the swinging of the left elbow right to the nose.
So it'll be Cleveland's ball after the Mavericks turn it over, a minute into the game. And Cleveland with the first 2 points as the Mavericks show a little 2-3 zone from the right wing. Mitchell will try a three and miss it. And the rebound taken by Flagg. To Marshall up the left side of the floor. In and out to his left. Drives on. Mitchell laid off in the lane, and Washington with the left hand gets the roll.
You're going to see them go at Mitchell defensively, attacking him.
Well, as you like to say, good things happen when you touch the paint, and it happened there as Harden into the paint. Backhand pass knocked away by Washington, and he and Mitchell go forward. Washington won that battle, got it to Christie. Beautiful pass to Flagg, and he puts it up and in with a foul on Ellis, and a chance at a three-point play. It didn't go in the prettiest of fashions. It actually crawled over the front of the rim. But Flagg will have a chance for three, and Ellis has picked up 2 quick fouls.
Yeah, this team has to play in transition when they have the opportunity to go fast. And screaming down the court was Flagg. Ellis way too aggressive on what was an easy bucket for Cooper Flagg, and so he ends up potentially making this a 3-point play.
25 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists in the game on Friday, but he misses the free throw here, shooting just under 81% for the season.
Come on, free throws.
With a 4-2 lead early
Gotta
on,
make the free throws.
Cavaliers lead now at 5-4. Early offense, they get Dean Wade a 3 out of the left corner.
Yeah, just that quick swing in the corner.
Here's Nembhard at the left wing to the top to Washington. One bounce, scoops it right. Christie faked the shot, escape, dribble away from Ellis, take the 3 and knock it down.
Keep shooting with confidence and shoot a ton of them.
Max Christie off a 12-point game on Friday night to make it 7-5. Here's Harden leading Wade to the rim, laid it up and in as he got away from both Washington and Nembhard.
Quickly getting in their offense.
Here's Nembhard to the trailing Washington, and he'll trail the play, take a three-pointer off the back of the rim. Rebound, Marshall put it back up and in.
I like Marshall fighting inside, going right up. Again, no center in the lineup. Got a key on rebounds. Box your man out.
Mavericks with a 9-7 lead. Mitchell swings it left, and Mobley out of the left corner for 3. Hit the front rim, weak side rebound to Nembhard. And now to Christie, up the right side against Wade. To his left, handed off to Nembhard, fake left and go right. Put it on the floor against the bigger Wade, laid off in the ring. There's Washington with the banker, no good, got his own rebound back. Will turn and score over Mobley. Nice rebound, nice finish.
Bucket.
P.J. Washington,
Bucket.
Kenny Atkinson did not like that. And he takes an early Cavaliers timeout with 9:18 remaining in the first quarter. It's the Mavericks 11, the Cavaliers 7 on the Dallas Mavericks Radio Network.
Appreciate y'all hanging out on a early Sunday. Mavericks starting off kind of good today. Yeah, Mavericks got a nice little start, but we know how that goes. Make them call a timeout early. Hey, make your free throws. If you don't make them early, how you gonna make them late? Potoi, back to the background. Good to see y'all.
Go. 97.1 The Eagle. The radio home of the Mavericks. The radio home of the Mavericks in Dallas, Fort Worth.
I think a big part of it, just our presence. Like, I just don't think they really felt us out there tonight. We just had to show more of a presence, more physicality.
Let's go, Mavericks.
Started out, killing us in the paint, and that led to a lot of easy spray out threes. So we just got to take pride on that end of the floor, and give some presence. And I think we'll work it out from there, but it's got to start on that end of the floor.
Mike check.
Here's Cooper Flagg with today's Dallas Morning News quote of the game. And so far, a little more assertive start from the Mavericks. They lead 11-7 with 9:18 remaining in the first quarter.
You talk about these home-and-home games when you get to play a team right after you see them, an adjustment made, playing small ball. Again, Gafford not playing in here. That way they could switch everything, get that pick-and-roll game, especially the small pick-and-roll, really cost them.
Mavericks show a 2-2-1 press, and they get it to Mobley in the middle. He'll drive and miss it, and Wade able to get inside of Christie and stuff home the rebound, and Dean Wade with 7 of Cleveland's first 9 points to make it 11-9.
When you play small, rebounding is going to be your key issue.
Nembhard to his right, hand off to Flagg of the right wing, brings the ball back out top against Mobley, looking to his left, now played by Mitchell on the switch along the baseline. Marshall to catch through the lane, nice find. Nembhard three-pointer short, and the rebound taken by Harden of Cleveland. Here comes James Harden. Tried to go behind his back, was stopped by Marshall, then went back to his left in a straight line drive to lay it up and in with a foul and a chance for 3.
And that's the danger of Harden when he's coming around a screen like that. He can dish it off to someone in the corner. He can go for the lob. He can take it all the way to the hole himself. You just don't know which he's going to do when he gets a step on you.
And Flagg trying to come over to help out, gets called for the foul, and that's his second foul. Jason Kidd will keep him in the game for the moment as Harden trying for the and one. And the free throw on the way, and that is no good. Flagg with a rebound, the rare miss from an 87% free throw shooter in James Harden.
Rubbing on that left shoulder a little bit, Flagg was.
Here's Flagg at the top of the arc, watched by Mobley, looking to his right. Marshall up the screen as he works that way, pick and roll with Marshall, and let him right to the rim for the layup.
It doesn't have to be a center. It can be anybody on the court. Marshall does it that time.
It's 13-11, and the Mavericks begin the game 6 of 10 from the floor. Mitchell, little push off on Christie to create the space from the right wing and nails a three-pointer.
Created a ton of space, wide open look.
Donovan Mitchell's got 5, and the Cavaliers were 18 for 48 from behind the line on Friday, 2 for 4 today. Marshall cross-court pass intended for Christie, stolen by Mitchell. Mitchell and tries that play again as he caps the ball going to the rim. Didn't shoot it that time. Around the horn they go, and they get it to Mobley for a right of the circle 3 that's no good, and the rebound taken by Flagg. Here comes Flagg, drop it off to Marshall. Back to Flagg, deep left side. Put it on the floor along the baseline. Now backing on Mitchell, got it out top. Nembhard to the right elbow for the pop, and that is good as it got the roll. Front rim, board and down, shot that one over Evan Mobley.
That's that Jalen Brunson shot from the elbow. That you just got to have that consistent repertoire.
The Mavericks with a 15-14 lead, and the fifth lead change already here in the first nearly 5 minutes of the game. Ellis with Washington all over him, looking left side to Wade. Shot clock at 5. Fake left and go right. Drive on Washington. Little shoulder and little flip is good. And Dean Wade, who was basically invisible on Friday night, very visible here at the start. He's got 9 of Cleveland's first 16. 16-15 Flagg leading Marshall. Nice drop off Washington to lay it up and in.
Really good ball movement there. Flagg and Marshall.
And back and forth we go. 7 lead changes now in the first 5 minutes plus of the game. Hard hook it to the top to Mitchell, to the right to Mobley, and he gets called for a travel as he started his move.
Better step there, and again, these day games after a night game with the day off on a player's body. These are back-to-backs. Jason Kidd talked about it pregame. Can't complain about it, but essentially this team's playing 4 games in a row.
Mavericks take Flagg out of the game, and they take Washington out of the game. And
Washington's still in.
Oh, Washington's still here. Chris Middleton wanted to come in for him, and Tyler Ford, lead official, saying he didn't get to the table fast enough. So here come the Mavericks with the ball. They shoot to our right. Nembhard driving on Wade. Spins him. Couldn't get the shot away with a little shoulder. Cross-court pass. Looped it. Got over Harden. Came to Marshall in the lane. Out of control. Able to find Washington for a right side 3 that's good. With Marshall stumbling and falling to the ground. Still able to make that bounce pass. And P.J. Washington with a 9-point first quarter. It's 20-16. The Mavericks by 4. Here's Mobley against Marvin Bagley. Spinning him in the lane, through the lane to Dean Wade. Catch and shoot 3. Left side, no good. Short, and Bagley the rebound. Here comes Marshall up the left side as we come up on the midway point of the first quarter. Marshall left wing against Harden. Will drive him into the lane and through the lane to Christie in the right corner against Keon Ellis. Behind him to Marshall for 3. It's good. He rattles that one home.
Seeing this effort to drive, penetrate, suck defenses, and generate more 3 looks.
The Mavericks with a 23-16 lead. Here's Harden over the top. Keon Ellis catch and shoot left side 3. No good. Nembhard alone for the rebound. Here comes Nembhard up the middle. And slows things up. Bottom of the jump circle. Left to Marshall. Away from the Bagley screen. Wrap around to Bagley. Left wing. Will take the 3 and hit it over Mobley.
Kid wants at least 2 of those. Stretch 5. Play that. Roll well.
He's now 4 of 10 since joining the Mavericks from behind the line. The Mavericks with a 10-point lead. Mobley in the lane will turn off the back rim against Bagley, who grabs the rebound. And here comes Nembhard up the left side. At the hash mark. Hip high dribble against Dennis Schroeder. Across the floor left to right. Rolling is Bagley. Nembhard picks up the dribble. Finds Washington. Turns. That's in and out. Tip Washington. No good. And he got it back to Washington. But a good job by Keon Ellis to get on top of the ball and knock that out of bounds.
Bodies are constantly moving for the Mavs. And balls are moving. This is a really good flow so far early.
And a big moment here in Cleveland as Max Strus makes his season debut after suffering a Jones fracture in a practice back in August. In his left foot, he is playing today. It's not quite Jason Tatum's return to Boston, but it's pretty significant for Cleveland. As Bagley off the inbound, and Middleton and Bagley mix up on the pick and roll, and it's stolen by Harden. Here comes Harden against Bagley. Good job turning him back. Drop it off Dennis Schroeder. Kick it right side Ellis. He'll drive right to left through the lane. Played by Middleton. Picks up the dribble behind him to Strus. And now to Harden with 8 to shoot. In the middle of the floor. They try to trap him. Looping pass. Got it to Strus. Will take the 3 and hit it.
Just the roar of the crowd, just like with Tatum the other night. First one goes in. You start feeling good.
And that ended a 10-0 run for the Mavericks. As it's a 7-point Cleveland lead. Middleton deep left side. Wrap around Bagley. Going to try another 3. And that one is short. Harden the rebound. Long outlet for Mobley. Knocked away by Brandon Williams to the sideline, but run down by Mobley. And then out to midcourt. Harden has it there. Pick and roll with Ellis. Dropped it to Ellis in the lane. Left corner, Mobley. Across the way to Schroeder. Touch it right corner, Strus along the baseline. And then back out top, Harden. Over Martin for three. That's short. And the rebound tipped by Ellis. Controlled by Harden. Coming down the lane. Shoot the floater. No, it's a pass over the top to Mobley. Out to Schroeder. Left to Strus for three. He hits.
Yeah, they just kept moving the ball around until they got the shot they wanted. That is what makes this offense so potent.
They call this place Loudville, and it's pretty loud right now. Max Strus makes his return. And we'll talk when we come back how he has hurt the Mavericks through the years. But first things first, 3:38 remaining in the first quarter, 26-22. Mavericks with the lead on the Dallas Mavericks Radio Network.
You're listening to Dallas Mavericks basketball.
The lead has dropped.
97.1
right now. Let's keep it going.
At the Modelo Sports Desk, I'm Tyler Sloan. Thanks to causing 22 Timberwolves turnovers, the Thunder defeat Minnesota today 116-103. And Aaron Nesmith has 14 points in the first quarter as the Pacers lead the Bucks 24-22, 3 minutes to go in the first there. Chuck?
In Dallas, we do things differently. We don't just follow the team. We're part of it. We don't just come for the highlights. We show up for the whole story because this isn't casual fandom. This is Dallas. Lock in your 2026-27 season tickets at Mavs.com/season tickets. The Mavericks 26, the Cavaliers 22. With 3.5 remaining in the first quarters, the Mavericks with the ball out of the timeout. They shoot to our left with Brandon Williams on the drive and down the lane and lays it up and in high off the glass. And he turned the corner and beat everybody to the rim.
How about this full shift change? All 5 reserves now in the game for the Mavs.
As the Cavaliers have it with Mitchell hanging in the lane, and he put the hip into Caleb Martin to create a little extra space moving toward the basket, and he hits the floater, and he's got 7. 28-24. Mavericks shooting 60%, Cavaliers 56%. And here's a Middleton right wing three that's no good in the rebound to Max Strus, who comes up the middle and will pull up from the top. And he's 3 for 3 from behind the line. And what a return from Max Strus, as if the Mavericks haven't seen enough of this in the past.
Absolute math killer.
28-27. Middleton at the left wing. Holding it, left corner, Martin with 7 to shoot against Mitchell. Back to the basket, handoff to Middleton on the drive. He beats Mitchell, shoot the runner, comes up short, and Thomas Bryant with a rebound for Cleveland. In the middle to Schroeder. Here comes Mitchell up the left side against Brandon Williams on the drive. Met by Martin. Backhand, wraparound, got it in the lane, but not in a shooting position was Naquan Tomlin. Got it back out to Schroeder. He'll drive and bank it way off, and Middleton with a rebound. Ahead to Williams. across the lane. Nice fight, and Caleb Martin misses, but he's fouled by Bryant. He'll go to the line to shoot.
Coming in with a head of steam and drew the foul. They're going after Williams on the defensive end as Mitchell couldn't get anything flowing there offensively. Pulikitis, Martin, Bagley, Middleton, and Williams in for the Mavs, and then their 11th player this quarter, Powell, about to check in.
And John Pulikitis, having not played since the Charlotte game at the beginning of the road trip, and I would imagine, Brian, the goal today and the message from the head coach is when you get the ball in the offensive zone, you better shoot the ball.
You got to know who you are, and your job is to shoot. And if you're not shooting, what exactly are we doing here? As they said in Office Space, what exactly would you say you do here?
Dwight Powell's in to replace Marvin Bagley, and Caleb Martin able to hit 2 free throws in the last 2 minutes of play in the first quarter. With the Mavericks up by 3 at 30-27, Schroeder picks up the dribble, now goes to his right to Mitchell, and scoops up a prayer that is answered. He actually was a double clutch scoop from the right of the lane. I don't know what he really wanted to do with that ball, but it went in.
Yeah, they've got a key on him. He's the offense in this lineup.
He's got 9 here in the first quarter. And this is a big run by the Cavaliers after the Mavericks had the 11-0 run. And this is a 13-4 run for the Cavaliers that has them back to within 1 with 1:36 remaining in the first quarter.
Quick foul on Tomlin. Side out for the Mavs.
First in the last 2 minutes, Pulikitis into Powell. Looking to go low, couldn't do it. Middleton comes and gets it. Bogdan but recovers against Mitchell. Now will drive over the top. Williams out to Martin for the left slot 3. That's good. Caleb Martin knocking down that three-pointer in a 5-point first quarter for him. The Mavericks a 59% shooting first quarter, leading 33-29. Oh, there's a bad-looking play out top. Martin nailing Schroeder.
Size disparity there. Schroeder went flying. Ill feelings either way.
Martin gets called with 1:15 remaining in the first quarter. As Mitchell will inbound the ball to Bryant. Trying to get it to Strus. Strus cuts, but Martin's right there. Hands back to Mitchell against Pulikitis. At the top of the arc, between his legs, and a pull-up. Straightaway 3 is short. Rebound to Martin at the foul line. And here comes Martin up the left side against Tomlin. And will split a double team and come down the lane, lay it off for Powell. He had a chance to shoot a layup and passed it off, and instead it winds up with a turnover. Tomlin out of there with it. To the right to Strus. They double team him, and then back out of it. Go to the right to Tomlin, met by Powell. Back to Strus. He's doubled again. Goes cross court on the bounce to Mitchell. Shot clock at 9:35 remaining in the quarter. Mitchell against Williams. Screened by Strus. Switch by Middleton on to Mitchell. 2 to shoot. Bounce pass left, deflected out of bounds by Williams. They try to get it back to Strus with 1.6 seconds on the shot clock.
Powell, Tomlin's about to take that 3. You want him to take that. Powell closed out too aggressively. I know it's a human nature to want to do that, but you got to know your scouting report.
So let's see who inbounds here. Schroeder will inbound the ball. Mitchell will come to the far side of the floor, on the right side of the floor. Inbound from the left hash mark. Schroeder looking with the ball over his head. He's still looking. Mitchell trying to come get it. Instead, they flash it. They find Bryant, and he'll bank it in against the shot clock. He nearly spidered the backboard. He hit that thing so hard and went down. Thomas Bryant in his 9th year out of Indiana with his 6th different NBA team. Makes it 33-31.
3 seconds different. Hold this to the last shot.
Brandon Williams will bring it up for the Mavericks against Schroeder. And he will slow things down just over the midcourt line on the left. No movement yet from the Mavericks. Now Powell up the screen to the left and slips out of it. Williams keeps the dribble. 8 to shoot. Cross court by Pulikitis. Take the 3. That's short. The rebound. Powell got it back to Pulikitis in the lane. And there's his first NBA points with a 2.5 remaining in the first quarter. As Mitchell from 3-quarter court hits the top of the court and has it bounce away. The Mavericks shoot 58% in the first quarter, led by P.J. Washington's 9. The Cavaliers shoot 54% in the first quarter, led by Dean Wade and Donovan Mitchell, both with 9. And after 1, it's the Mavericks 35 and the Cavaliers 31 on the Dallas Mavericks Radio Network.
KEGL, Fort Worth, Dallas.
A lot of points in the first quarter.
This is the radio home of the Mavs. 97.1 The Eagle.
Good
Start
to
of the
see y'all.
second quarter, Mavericks
Come on,
with a
Mavericks. Come on,
35-31
defense.
lead over Cleveland. Before it
Make
starts,
free
we
throws.
pause for station identification on the Dallas Mavericks radio network.
KEGL, Fort Worth, Dallas. This is the radio home of the Mavs. 97.1 The Eagle.
A really nice first quarter for the Mavericks against the Cavaliers after the game on Friday night where they were never in it. An 11-0 run got them the lead that they've been able to hold to this point as we start the second. As Nembhard brings it up, try to wrap around bounce pass to Washington and deflected by Dennis Schroeder out of bounds.
How about a Yasu for John Boulakidis in his first points as a Maverick?
There you go. Got it on a second chance opportunity in the middle of the lane.
Still in there.
Playing with Flagg, Nembhard, Chris Middleton, and P.J. Washington. As Flagg has it at the top, has it deflected by Schroeder, got it back, bounce pass left to Nembhard, 4 to shoot, got to take the 3 off the back rim, no good, and Mobley with the rebound. The Mavericks were 5 of 10 from behind the line in the first quarter. As Mobley has it against Washington, fakes the handoff, turns to his right, along the baseline, now to the block, into the lane, backing down, little shoulder into him, another shoulder, dunk the ball.
Well, I was wondering why he wasn't doing that more in the first quarter, because the size advantage he has is pound down low.
First points of the game for Evan Mobley after his 29-point game on Friday night. Washington left corner 3, and he got the roll. Back rim, board and down out of that left corner. And a 12-point first quarter, first half, I should say, for P.J. Washington.
That's 6 of 12 from deep.
Here's Mitchell, deep left side. Off of Bryant, playing pick and roll, bounce it to Mobley. From the right, 45, spins to the right baseline. Now against Middleton, backing down again. 5 to shoot and 4, lost the ball. But a reach-in foul call on Ryan Nembhard.
This is the conundrum of Mobley. You saw his potential at the 29 points the other night. Then he's scoreless in the first quarter. They're wanting him to be that guy from Friday night all the time. And it's just, that hasn't just been there.
Yeah, it's how you wind up averaging 18 a game as opposed to 22 or 23 a game. As Boulakidis leaves the game, Max Christie in to take his place. They go right back to Mobley. He's fouled. He scores. Got a chance at a three-point play, and maybe Kenny Atkinson said something in the timeout between quarters saying, number 4, get him the ball.
Yeah, they're not playing a center. Like, go take advantage of it inside. And if you put Washington into foul trouble, they're going to be really hurting and have to, resort to the backup. So
they called the foul on Middleton instead. And Mobley short on the free throw, and Middleton with the rebound. Mobley did have the great game the other night, 29, but always struggles from the free throw line. He's just 3 of 7. Here's Flagg in the lane, drop it back out right wing by Christie. Cross the way right to left. Middleton, left wing 3, off the left of the rim, no good. Rebound, Washington to save under the basket. Got it to Flagg in the left corner. And Flagg is going to be called for stepping out of bounds.
Oh, and the Mavs right bench right there says, no, he didn't.
And Jason Kidd wanted to try to challenge it, but they couldn't get him the info in time. So here come the Cavaliers with Schroeder. Out high, top of the arc, drives on Nembhard, kick it right baseline. Bryant out to the right wing to Mitchell. Against Christie, between his legs, right to left. At the right elbow, he'll pull up, and that's short, and Cooper Flagg with a rebound. That's 4 rebounds now for Cooper Flagg early on at the top of the arc against Bryant. Will pull up from the foul line, and it rims out, and the rebound to Dean Wade of Cleveland.
And they're looking to find others early.
38-35, Mavericks with the lead. 2:20 into the second quarter. Dean Wade catch and shoot, right wing 3, no good. Rebound number 5 for Flagg. Along the right side to Nembhard, and back to Flagg. Left to Middleton, left baseline drive, cut out by Mobley, and will loop it back out beyond the arc to Flagg. Flagg waiting for Middleton to not screen. He slipped out of it, and then he'll step back and try a mid-ranger from 15, and he hits it.
Didn't hit that other one from the elbow. Hits that one. That's going to be deadly when that's consistent.
4th point of the game. It's 40-35. Wade looping it to the left corner to Mitchell against Nembhard. And playing a little bully ball with him and throws the floater up short. Moving from left to right. Middleton the rebound to Nembhard. Nembhard one bounce. Everybody ran to Christie in the corner and opened it up, but he missed it. And the rebound and a loose ball foul called on Washington.
Oh, there. Nembhard's got to take that shot when it's open. He's going to get so well early on in the season. Trying to get back up there. But I love the defensive rebounding from Flagg. I mean, we're looking at a guy who maybe next year is like double digits kind of consistently because he's just always presence under the bucket looking to get that board and push the pace.
Yeah, Flagg's rebounding has certainly increased since returning to the lineup, averaging almost 8 rebounds a game. As the Mavericks get Najee Marshall back into the game.
You're going to see probably a lot of subs, even the reserves playing. They distribute the minutes more evenly than usual because of this 4 and 5.
40-35. Again, the Mavericks playing without Daniel Gafford and Klay Thompson today. They'll both play tomorrow in New Orleans. In the right corner, it's Mitchell. Brings the ball out to the wing. Watched by Flagg as they clear out the right side of the floor for him. Stop and go. Move to his left. Man, give it up behind it to James Harden. Back in the game on the drive. Lost it off his knee. Got it back to Schroeder. Touch it against the clock. And Mitchell nails the 3. That's the second time the Cavaliers have played beat the clock here in the first half.
5 points on those possessions.
That's 12 for Donovan Mitchell. Marshall on the drive against Schroeder, and that's no good. And looking for a foul call. Mobley might have gotten a piece of that as well. Here's Mitchell up the right side to the trailing Schroeder. To his left on Marshall, and take it off the floor. Left-hand layup, good.
Yeah, Tiba, stud, showing what he can do here in Cleveland.
And the game tied at 40. Marshall on the drive, through the lane, left corner, Christie 3. That's short. And the rebound, Flagg tipped it, controlled by Harden. Pass deflected by Washington, run down by Flagg, and gets it to Marshall in half court. Well played by P.J. Washington, who's been active so far today. Marshall to the right to Flagg on wave. 32 on 32. The floater no good. The rebound to the weak side. Washington makes the save. Got it into Marshall against Schroeder. Mismatch here. And then Schroeder knocked it away from him and knocked it off of his leg and out of bounds.
This is the best P.J. Washington, though, has looked in a long time. Active. 12 points in the first quarter, in the first half so far.
And 5 rebounds, 2 steals. He leaves the game. And Marvin Bagley takes his place with 7:35 remaining in the half.
Talking about what we did with Mobley. This is the potential of Washington. He can do this consistently.
Harden brings it across the line for the Cavaliers as they shoot to our right. Off the stagger, moving to his left. Play by Flagg on the switch. In and out, steps back. The left-hander fires, and that's short and left. And Christie with a rebound. To Nembhard. Cross court left. Marshall touch it to Christie. Back to Nembhard. He'll drive it on Ellis to the left elbow. And he'll take the jumper, and that's short and right. The rebound taken by Mobley. Got it ahead to Schroeder. Right hand dribble left side of the floor against Christie. Away from the screen of Mobley. Drop it to Mobley on the short roll. Put it on the floor. Left hand hook over Bagley is good.
It's just tough when you have a lefty there. You're used to seeing a right-hander going that side.
And with that, Jason Kidd will take a timeout as the Cavaliers go in front. And Evan Mobley did not score in the first quarter with 6 here in the second with 6:50 remaining in the first half. The Cavaliers 42, the Mavericks 40 on the Dallas Mavericks Radio Network.
97.1 The Eagle. The radio home of the Mavericks. The radio home of the Mavericks in Dallas, Fort Worth.
Mavs TV is must-watch TV. Stream the Mavericks 24/7 with Mavs TV, the official streaming platform. Score our new special price of just $49.99, including a $20 Mavs Shop gift card or a pair of tickets with a season-long subscription. You can subscribe now at Mavs.com/MavsTV. Cleveland on a 7-0 run over the last 2.5 minutes to retake a 42-40 lead. The Cavaliers 5 of 9 shooting in the quarter. The Mavericks are 2 of 10. They've missed their last 4 and down to 47% after that very strong first quarter in which they shot 58%. Ryan Nembhard with the ball. The Mavericks shooting to our left at the right hash mark. Goes right to left to Marshall in the middle. Left to Flagg. Against Naquan Tomlin, now against Wade on the switch, trying to play bully ball, couldn't do it. Had to go backwards on the bounce to Marshall. He's going to drive on Strus and a nice Euro step, and will score with a foul as it rolled around and finally dropped, and he'll go to the line for a chance at a three-point play.
Saw Strus on him and just knew that with that layoff, maybe a step slow, got him going the wrong direction, was able to take it all the way to the hole and draw the foul.
And Naquan Tomlin gets called for the foul. And Najee Marshall off a 17-point game. Bouncing back to form after the prior 6 where he had been very un-Najee-like, averaging just 8 points on 41% shooting.
Yeah, I just wonder if there was some kind of nagging issue there.
Well, he's got 10 after that free throw make. Harden against Bagley challenged that shot. Bagley did, made the rebound, and then almost threw that ball away, and he did throw it away ultimately as he tried to get it toward Marshall. And Marshall, battling with Keon Ellis, ultimately deflected it out of bounds to the Cleveland bench.
Yeah, the Mavs want to push the pace, but you can't be careless in the backcourt as you're trying to get that outlet.
The 7th turnover for the Mavericks.
Seeing a lot of quick line shifts, if you will, here. Keeping those legs fresh.
And 4 games and 5 nights for the Mavericks for the first time. Keon Ellis looking over at Brian Forte saying, you throw me the ball, I'm not ready for the ball. Went over the bench. Nice little laugh with each other, and now Ellis does have it. He'll throw it into Tomlin. And he'll hand it to Harden. Against Caleb Martin, screen to the right. Show by Marshall now on the switch. Against Harden, screen left by Strus. Harden to the foul line, now against Bagley with 12 to shoot. As he dances with it, doubled by Williams, left to Wade, left corner, Tomlin, take the 3. That's short. Rebound knocked out by Strus to the top, and stepping into it is Harden. Off the back rim, no good. Offensive rebound, Ellis, a 3rd chance for Cleveland. Ellis will throw it out to Wade, knocked away by Middleton. From behind, picked up by Martin, 3-on-1, across the lane. Williams back to Martin, but not in a shooting position, so they couldn't take advantage of it as the Cavaliers got back. Now to Middleton with 12 on the clock, left to right to Marshall. Marshall against Tomlin. Cross court, skip it. Martin left corner against Strus. 4 to shoot and 3. Turnaround left baseline, way short. Rebound to Wade.
And you hate a 2-on-1 fast break turned into a half-court opportunity.
And here comes Harden, crossover left to right. Draws the foul, banks it in. He'll go to the line for an and 1.
And it's James Harden to a T. You don't know if he's going to stop on a dime and shoot it, drive to the hole, try to hold your position. He just uses that.
Ooh, Brian Forte called that one on the floor. He did not call it in the act of shooting.
And technically was a correct call, but you do see that call given a lot, especially when you're talking about those foul hunters that are so prevalent in the NBA.
Now, underneath, Bagley, nice play on Wade, knocked it away right at the rim, into the hands of Williams, up the left side to Martin. Hands back to Williams, he'll drive on Mitchell, met by Wade, wrap around right corner, Middleton has it. Against Keon Ellis into the lane, Ellis knocked it away, Middleton threw it toward the midcourt line, run down by Marshall with 7 to shoot, got by Harden, and goes underneath left to right to lay it in.
Marshall, great job saving it and then establishing possession in the front court to keep it again.
And he's got a dozen, and the Mavericks up 5 at 45-42. Right baseline, Harden on the drive and through the lane. Get it to Wade for 3. Dean Wade, a 10-point first half.
Such a staple of NBA offense to get in the paint and find that corner 3.
Actually make it a 12-point first half for Dean Wade. Tied at 45. Williams trying to untie it. Can't do it. From the right slot, Strus with a rebound. To Harden up the right side. Harden in and out to the right. Beats Middleton. And into Williams, who knocked it away. Harden wanted a foul call. Not called. Middleton picks it up. Here comes Martin the other way. Makes the drop pass now to the trailing Middleton. From left to right, and Middleton did take a hop, step, and a jump and travel.
He was looking to pass it to somebody trailing him. That person wasn't there, so he decided to take a little dribble and hop instead.
Marvin Bagley leaves the game as P.J. Washington comes back in. Cooper Flagg back in the game as well.
Very Isolo-like with the 4-minute stints.
Really. So maybe he's not too far off the mark. It's hard on the right baseline. No good.
4 and 5, yeah, maybe.
Here comes Middleton up the right side. Middleton will pull up, find Flagg at the top. Drop it off down low. Washington spins, misses the layup against Harden, and the rebound to Ellis of the Cavaliers, tied at 45. 3:35 remaining in the first half. Mitchell lob it down low, and there's the dunk by Mobley as he went right over Marshall. That's just too much size.
Yeah, he just took the size advantage, played to it.
Really nice pass by Donovan Mitchell. His third assist of the half. Middleton low post left against Mitchell. Mismatch here. To the baseline. Will turn and fire and hit the 10-footer, and the Mavericks answer with that mismatch. And Chris Middleton with his first points of the game. Tie it at 47. As we come down on 3 minutes to play in the half. Mobley out top, looking for the back door from Mitchell, knocked away by Washington, picked up by Marshall, and Cooper Flagg's got himself a run out and a two-hand rim rocker.
Nice game across the board here for Flagg, 6-5 and 3.
We let that little drive off of the turnover be our parking spot drive of the game. The parking spot, we've got airport parking covered. Strus off the curl, lost the ball, picked up by Washington, the flag, and across the lane. Marshall will drop it in. And Kenny Atkinson will take a timeout as the Mavericks have regained a 4-point advantage at 2:36 remaining in the first quarter, 51-47 on the Dallas Mavericks Radio Network.
You're listening to Dallas Mavericks basketball. 97.1 The Eagle.
I'm Tyler Sloan at the Modelo Sports Desk. The Toronto Raptors are trying to avoid being in the play-in tournament in the Eastern Conference. A loss today, and they would fall to 7th. They are ahead of the Pistons right now, 44-42, with 7.5 to play in the second quarter. And Aaron Nesmith with 24 first-half points so far as the Pacers lead the Bucks 57-55 with 4:15 to go in the half. Chuck?
Business is complicated. Zen Business makes it easy. Their platform combines AI assistance with expert support to help you confidently launch your business and stay protected as it grows. Everything you need all in one place. Launch your business today at zenbusiness.com. 51-47, the Mavericks with the lead at 2:36 remaining in the first half. With Cleveland bringing the ball up the floor, shooting to our right. Max Strus on the drive and flips one up and draws the foul on Washington. Thought he had his arms up in the air, but not the case, says Brian Forte. And Strus, who knocked down 3 3-pointers in the first quarter, makes his first trip to the line.
Yeah, his arms in position, but he wasn't in the right position.
So 2 fouls.
Down and driving.
They say 2 fouls on Washington, 2 fouls on Flagg for the Mavericks. And Strus.
Of course, 2 years ago, Strus hit that three-quarter court shot to win the
59
game.
feet. 59 feet, the second longest game-winning shot in NBA history.
And last year, I don't remember what I said on the broadcast because that was the day of the Luka trade, which was actually a 2:30 start on a Sunday. So hopefully for less fireworks today here in Cleveland.
Yes, I just refer to that as the zombie game. Yes. There was just not a whole lot.
Decidedly less voicemails and texts when I woke up this morning.
Yes, for sure. Here's Flagg on the drive and a foul on Strus as he began that drive.
The only benefit I had was I actually fell asleep and didn't see it until about 6 in the morning. So I actually got to sleep.
Good for you. You're about the only one, I think, of the traveling party that
I missed it by about 10 minutes, but I use a noise app and a fan. Like I keep it noisy so I don't hear the phone.
Marshall inbounds the Flagg on Strus. Outside the left block, out to Marshall, back to Flagg. Left baseline drive, got bumped. There's the foul. Will go to the line to shoot. Good drive by Cooper Flagg. He knows he's got the advantage there and able to draw that foul and shoot.
Great. The development I'm seeing here with Cooper is he knows his scouting report. He knows who to attack, when to shoot the mid-range, when to try to get to the rim, when to pass it, when to get others involved, how to find his own spacing. All that's really the high IQ that he has is really starting to show even more as the NBA game slows down and he gets that comfort level even more and more. And now that he's worked through an injury as that first free throw goes in, now he's learning what it's like to have a 3-week layoff and play 4 and 5 after a long road trip. All that is great.
He hits the second free throw as well to give him an 8-point half. Hopefully he'll never have to learn how to play 4 and 5 again. NBA's trying to get rid of it. Sometimes Mother Nature says otherwise. Here's Harden going right baseline, trying to go to the opposite corner, and a good job by Brandon Williams to bat that ball out of bounds. 13 on the shot clock, 2:01 remaining in the half, and the Mavericks up 53-49. As Harden inbound from the baseline to the right of the basket. Looking and gets it to Mitchell in the right corner against Flagg. Wants him to go baseline. Got the help there from Washington, who ties him up for a jump ball. Talk about basketball IQ and the right way to play it. Cooper Flagg played that perfectly.
Yeah, he just doesn't make mistakes, and when he doesn't make them again. And he's very coachable, and he knows exactly where his help is, where to kind of get the outlet pass taken away, and then be in the right position to get the tip.
As P.J. Washington tipped it to him. Cross-court Flagg to the right to Middleton. He'll try the 3 off the bounce, and he hits.
And that's the pass from Flagg. Draw that traffic, knew where to go with it across the court.
A 7-point lead for the Mavericks at 56-49. Strus, deep 3 straight away. What would he do if he's actually playing back-to-back games as opposed to missing 9 months?
Man, it's just, we've had this twice now in a couple of weeks here, that returning player making an impact.
14 for Strus. His impact coming a lot earlier than Jason Tatum's did. Is Middleton a 3-pointer short. Harden the rebound, run out for Strus. The catch, and can't finish it as it hung on the rim. Foul by Middleton. He'll go to the line to shoot with 1:19 remaining in the half.
And you talk about this Cavaliers team and this wide open East that we talked about the other night. Could he be that missing piece? Now they have Harden, Mitchell, Mobley, Allen when healthy. If he's at 3.
Well, you're not even today. They're not even playing in the rotation. The 3rd leading 3-point shooter in the NBA, and Jalen Tyson, and the 4th leading 3-point shooter in the NBA is inactive today because of a hamstring injury in Sam Merrill.
It's a versatile offense, good cutting, body movement, ball movement, multiple playmakers on the court at the same time. We talked about it. The East is wide open. Whoever's hot and healthy It's going to come out.
2 free throws for Strus, 16 points in his return to the Cavaliers lineup to make it a 2-point game with 1:15 remaining in the half and 56-54.
Hot and healthy is what some people call me that as well. I don't know.
I've never heard anybody call you that. Cleveland's gone zone here, a little 3-2 zone. They find Washington flashing in the lane, missed the floater, rebound to Strus, and here comes Mitchell with a minute to play in the half. To Strus in the middle, down the lane, he beat Flagg in the rim. Flagg blocked it. Oh, they don't call goaltending. Everybody's going nuts in the building. Mavericks the other way with it, and Marshall is fouled by Donovan Mitchell.
Again, the help defense, always running the floor. Got a piece of it. Let's take a look on the big screen.
And that's on the way.
That's on the way down.
It's on the way down. Now he touched the ball before it hit the backboard, but he was definitely on the way down.
And of course,
the Mavericks have never been the beneficiary of any goaltending calls, though. So for once in their life, they're probably thrilled to get one as Marshall hits the first free throw.
It was awfully close, and again, the refs are supposed to make that call so they can go back and look at it. Of course, as we know very well from being in New Orleans a couple years ago, you can't challenge no calls.
Believe it or not, that was only last year.
Was that last year?
It's been a long time.
It's been a long year, buddy.
Najee Marshall, 2 free throws made, 16 points for him, 4-point Maverick lead with 45 seconds remaining in the half at 58-54. As Mitchell in the jump circle, watched by Flagg. Strus up the screen, switched by Middleton. Mitchell pulls up from deep for 3. That rims out. Rebound is tipped in by Mobley.
Mobley, 10 second quarter points.
58-56. And Marshall brings it up with a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Enters to Middleton just below the 3-point line. Now off the left. Oh, nice pass. Across the lane, he finds Washington flashing, and he's able to dunk it home. P.J. Washington is for his 14th point of the half.
Possession.
Final 12 seconds. Harden along the left side against Middleton with 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Between his legs, dancing, driving right-handed, right down the lane, drop it off to Mobley, put it in with a foul with 0.8 of a second remaining in the half, and just way too easy for Harden to get into the lane and cause all kinds of trouble.
Well, he never brought the screen up, so I think the plan was to bring 2, but because he never brought the screen, he went in, got past Middleton, and as PJ went up to defend the little floater that he's got, it opened the dump off to Mobley, who then got fouled, and a chance for the and one right here.
And he has it. 0.8 of a second remaining. An entertaining first half as Marshall, the long pass, the catch by Washington, but Mobley got back and knocked it away so that he wouldn't get that ball up. That was a perfect pass thrown by Najee Marshall, and that will do it for a terrific first half here in Cleveland, and certainly much different from what we saw on Friday night. But you know what? Games here have been far more interesting between these teams than the games in Dallas, and this one is this afternoon.
Well, we can take last year out of it for special circumstances, but listen, they're playing tight rotations, people in and out, playing centerless for a lot of this. They're switching everything. They're more aggressive. The ball movement, the body movement. Cooper Flagg is kind of running the show, knowing when to pass it off, when to take over himself, and it's a good, solid first half.
Well, go back to the year before the Zombie game, and that was the Max Strus shot that won the game. The year before that was the Kemba Walker game, the overtime game. That was a 1-point game. And now this game here this afternoon, a 1-point game at halftime, with the Mavericks shooting 49%, 23 of 47, 7 of 18 from 3, led by 16 from Najee Marshall and 14 from P.J. Washington. 8-5-5 with a for Cooper Flagg in the first half.
Hey, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Halftime, Mavericks hanging in there, hanging in there. Y'all get some grub, have a beverage, have a smoke, do it responsibly. See you in about 12, 13 minutes. Appreciate you.
And Dean Wade, halftime here in Cleveland. The Mavericks 60, the Cavaliers 59. Tyler Sloan at the Modelo Sports Desk with highlights in the first half and the rest of the day and night in the NBA straight ahead for you on the Dallas Mavericks Radio Network.
Rewards program. Unlock exclusive benefits, merchandise, unforgettable experiences, every game, every purchase, every moment counts
How about a little
towards
bonus audio?
your next reward. Visit pistons.com/rewards.
Pistons
and
54.
fans, if you want to score legendary courtside
51.
seats and a VIP
They got
experience,
about
enter
3
now.
minutes before they get to the
Pistons.com/Bell's
halftime.
sweepstakes for your chance to win, courtesy of Bell's Breweries. Other activity, we've actually got a final already. Oklahoma City at home knocked off the Minnesota Timberwolves 116-103. Halftime score, Indiana at Milwaukee leading the Bucks 65-62. Another halftime score in Cleveland, the Dallas Mavericks on top of the Cavaliers 60-59. Jeremy Otto will have all the scores as well as the NCAA Big Ten tournament championship game, the Michigan Wolverines and the Purdue Boilermakers. And that's a dandy going on there. So JD at the free throw line to try to extend this Piston lead. Currently 3 at 54-51 and 3:15 to go. Pistons up over 50%. If that holds up, it'll be 4 straight games. And JD misses another free throw. Man, he just struggling. Shed now with the ball across the timeline. Duncan Robinson with 2 fouls stares him down. Right side RJ Barrett gets to Sarr. Good to have him back. Barrett still holding. Now finds his man Ingram over Harris. Shot won't go, and a rebound put back by Scotty Barnes as again the Pistons getting out rebounded at the rim. Man, do they miss two. 54-53. Detroit with the lead. Cade with the ball. Cunningham to the left elbow. Works his way to the basket and hooks it up and in against Barnes. Right back at you. 56-53. Pistons by 3. Shed on the move. Underneath the basket. Slings it. Left corner. Ingram with a pump fake. Couldn't get a shot. Off to Barrett. Barrett. Deep pass. Awkward pass. And it's thrown away. Scotty Barnes couldn't corral it. And a Toronto turnover. Pistons off the mistake, pushing quickly to Thompson. He'll dribble it back out on the right wing. We got 2:13 to go before halftime. Here's Cade. Got a little bump that time from Barnes. Crossed him over, going to try it again. Crosses back over, slips under, and scores. Oh my goodness. Did he work him over? 58-53, Detroit inside 2 minutes. Cade now with 15 on the night. Ingram. Barnes, left corner, 3 by Shed, no good. Rebound, Pirtle. Wild pass, but he got it out there. Here's Barnes to Pirtle for the lay-in. Well, their second chance scoring has been a big factor. 58-55, Pistons lead by 3. But Toronto, with the second chance points in this game, up to 18 as we get a whistle. Dalen calling RJ Barrett with the foul. 58-55 Detroit, a minute 26 to go. So the Raptors out rebounding the Pistons 22-16. Of course, Detroit shooting the ball very well, but 18 second chance points by Toronto as Thompson clanks a free throw. That's 6 misses by Detroit at the free throw line. Manuel quickly coming back in. Detroit has throughout the year been in the bottom half, 26th in the league in free throw percentage. Second one on the way, and that one's short, but somehow deflects to Harris. Tobias, left corner 3, and makes him pay with a triple. 61-55 Detroit, big time bucket there. And at 13 and ticking, Emmanuel quickly with the ball, quickly with 6 points, guarded by Thompson. Now Pirtle up top. Pirtle's going to dribble it. Sling one to the right corner, Barnes. Barnes to Barrett. Barrett with a little half hook and scores. Their points in the paint mounting up. 61-57. Cade, right sideline. Scotty Barnes all over him. Slings it to Harris up top. Back to Cade Cunningham. Down the lane. Lob to Duran. Catch and dunk. Wave it off. It's going to be an offensive foul on Cade Cunningham. Eric Dalen making the call. JB looking back at the bench to see if that's something they can challenge. And they are going to challenge. So a coach's challenge here with 44 seconds remaining and a 61-57 Detroit lead. So the offensive foul call on Cade, who had a nice lob into Duran. And we'll see what's going to happen. We're going to take a short break on the Pistons Radio Network, presented by Ticketmaster.
Miss a minute of the action at Little Caesars Arena.
Knocked out of there by Towns, but right to Cunningham. That's saucy! Cade Cunningham!
Pistons Rewards, presented by Ticketmaster, is the only way to lock in your 2026 playoff pre-sale access. Head to pistons.com/rewards to join for free now. And be the first to know when playoff tickets go on sale.
It's an exciting season for our Detroit Pistons. But you don't have to play for the team to get the same elite health care that keeps them at their best.
I don't box out defenders in mesh shorts, but my hip is back in the game.
I'm not a Piston, but I'm running on all cylinders after back surgery. I am Henry.
I am Henry.
Henry Ford Health, official team physicians of the Detroit Pistons. Visit henryford.com/teamdocs.
Mark, back with you. Kia brought you the break on the Pistons Radio Network, presented by Ticketmaster. They're still looking at the coach's challenge. Mark Davis, Eric Dalen over there, and Cade was called for an offensive foul on the lob dunk to Duran. We've looked at it. I don't know if Barrett was moving or not. It actually pretty big call here. With 44 seconds to go before halftime, and Detroit up by just 4. And Mark Davis is about to give us the pronouncement.
Upon review, it has been determined that the defender established a legal guarding position prior to the upward shooting motion by the offensive player. Therefore, this offensive foul will remain. This is an unsuccessful challenge. Detroit will be charged their timeout, as well as they have no additional challenges.
JB is not happy with the coaches who look at replays over there. He gave him the old evil eye look back at him, saying, wait a minute, you told us that was a good challenge. And Dalen discussing it with JB over there. I think it was the right call on his part. It looked like Barrett had definitely got squared up where he needed to be. So it's 61-57, Pistons with the lead. Been a game that's seen 16 lead changes in 6 ties. Quickly with Thompson on him. Breaks the timeline on the left side. Now up top to Pirtle. Hand off Barrett. Spins away, turned it over. Cade behind the back, spinner ahead. Thompson for the dunk. Welcome back, Asar Thompson. He started the turnover. 26 seconds to go. And quickly across the timeline. Right wings to Barrett. RJ gets Duncan Robinson, attacks to the basket. Oh, man. Dalen with the call. That would be 3 on Duncan, and Dalen almost looked at him for a technical when he bounced that ball hard. So it's been a rough game for Duncan Robinson. Hasn't been able to get going here. He's 0 for 1. He's only attempted 1 shot. Free throw is a make by Barrett. 63-58. Kevin Herter back in. Karis LeVert back in. Thompson will sit. 13.3 to go before the break. Jamal Shedd will come in for Toronto as Brandon Ingram will sit with 15 points. Second free throws a make. 63-59. He goes to Cade, being harassed by Barnes. Barnes called for a foul in the backcourt. Trying to be physical that time. Good job by Harris, kind of forcing Barnes to make contact. So 16 of 20 at the line for the Raptors. The Pistons, 8 of 15. They have missed 7 free throw attempts. Make it 8. Unbelievable. Green and Thompson now coming in for Detroit. When you get into the playoffs, you have got to do a better job at the free throw line. He's barking out. Second free throw coming. And Cade splits the pair. 64 to 59. The Pistons have given away 8 points at the free throw line. They would be up by double figures in this game. Final 5 seconds. Brandon Ingram. Ingram on the move. And had it stripped by Thompson. Couldn't get a shot. Good finish to an entertaining opening half of basketball. For the Pistons, the usual suspects. Cade Cunningham with 16 and 6 assists, and Jalen Duren with 14 and 5 rebounds. Pistons shoot 65% from the field, 63% from three-point line, and had the lead 64 to 59 on the Pistons Radio Network, presented by Ticketmaster.
Don't miss a minute of the action at Little Caesars Arena.
Knocked out of there by Towns, but right to Cunningham.
Appreciate y'all Sunday afternoon hoops. Mavericks trying to hang in there. We about to get right back to the game. Coming out of halftime. Cooper Flagg, make your free throws. Everybody else do something versus nothing. Quit running up and down the court, looking at each other. Let's go, y'all.
And Brian Damaris at Rocket Arena in Cleveland. Start of the third quarter. Mavericks lead the Cavaliers 60 to 59. Brian, you often talk about it's not just about ball movement, it's about player movement. And the Mavericks are doing that really well today. Better, frankly, than they've done it in a lot of games here lately. 17 assists on their 23 made baskets. Marshall and Flagg both with 5 assists. And now Flagg, 8 consecutive games of at least 5 assists.
And a lot of this is because they're playing without a center. So now they're spacing the floor out. Everybody can move. Everybody can shoot and score.
The Mavericks have it to start the third quarter. They shoot to our right. Here's Max Christie at the top, and a whistle beforehand and a foul call against Cleveland.
Yeah, what playing centerless does is on offense, you can spread the floor out, spread those big men out. On defense, you can red, which means switch everything. The issue is you've got to box out and defend.
Cooper Flagg,
rim protection.
Cooper Flagg will inbound from the right sideline. He'll get it into Washington. And the Mavericks playing without a center today. Daniel Gafford sitting it out. Marvin Bagley's coming off the bench. As from left to right, back to his left. Marshall hanging and draws the foul. And we're seeing some vintage Najee today, too.
Yeah, and they're attacking the basket, finding that matchup you want to get. You want to guard Mitchell. You want to go at Harden. And that it means attacking the basket, either getting that shot or drawing the foul. He's holding his left hand a little bit. Seems to be okay.
Evan Mobley gets called for the foul. His first. And Najee now with a 17-point day.
And again, remember, these Cleveland Cavaliers scored 60 points in the second half. One of the best all time.
Yes.
Second half scoring, so you've got to be on your game.
And they scored 69 in the second half on Friday night. In Dallas, as 2 free throws made for Marshall, 18 points for him, and the Mavericks with a 3-point lead. Again, the Mavericks show a little three-quarter court pressure as they get it across the line to Wade, back to the middle of the floor to Harden, who will work left off of a Mobley screen. Harden cross court right, caught by Ellis, got by Flagg, help from Christie, skip it over the top, all in by Harden, 4 to shoot, and 3 and 2, give it up. Wade, catch and shoot 3, in and out this time. The rebound knocked out of, a nice play by Christie. I thought he was going to knock that out of bounds. It came to Marshall instead. He spins the lane and goes through the lane to Nembhard for a right side 3 that's good.
Yeah, no hesitation by Nembhard there, and again, 2 feet down in the paint, pass it to the open outside shooter.
Mitchell trying to answer a pull-up 3 in transition. That's short, and the rebound's out of bounds, and last touch by Cooper Flagg. Oh, it looked like Gene Wade went right over his back.
Yeah, I couldn't even call the foul there.
Jenna Schroeder making that call, and Flagg in utter disbelief. Here's James Harden inbound.
Okay, you just don't want to use those challenges on inbounds passes.
And they'll throw it inbound to Mitchell. Was right in the lane, tried it one time and then missed it. And the rebound to Marshall. Now to Christie on the drive to the cutting Flagg, and he dunks it on the double clutch.
Tearing a page from the Cavs playbook, cutting in from the corner.
And the Mavericks, a 67-59 lead. They've got the first 7 here in the third quarter, a minute and 25 in. Here's Keon Ellis against Nembhard. Spinning left to right as Nembhard fell down and then in the lane, and he pulled the string, but he got his own rebound back. And out to Harden, swing it left to Wade, down to Mobley along the baseline against Washington. Washington makes him pick up the dribble with 5 to shoot. To Mitchell, checks the clock against Christie, pumps, and now shoots it on the way down. That's short. Nembhard down the lane to grab the rebound, his third. And Nembhard from right to left pushes to Marshall. On the move to the elbow and down low for Washington against Wade under the basket. Got it back out left wing to Marshall, back to Nembhard. Dribble handoff to Christie with 10 to shoot. Across the way to Marshall with 7 to shoot. Flagg the screen, and then the slip. He got it in the lane. He'll hang. He draws the foul, and he'll go to the line.
Saw that a few games ago where Flagg started to be that guy who's receiving the ball going towards the basket as the roller, and he got 2 buckets in a row, and I really like that. I like less initiation. I think it's going to be a challenge here, but yeah, I can see it.
He'll take the challenge. 2 minutes and 10 seconds into the third quarter, and a very good start to the third for the Mavericks. 7 straight points to open up an 8-point lead at 67-59 on the Dallas Mavericks radio network.
You're listening to Dallas Mavericks basketball.
Dallas. Appreciate y'all hanging out on Sunday.
97.1 The Eagle.
Come on, Cooper Flagg.
Return to a no call, and the challenge is successful. Cleveland's turned the timeout due to the mandatory window, but they have the ability for a second challenge. There was no imminent possession, therefore we will resume play with the jump ball at center circle with any 2 in the game.
You heard Tyler Ford's explanation. Kenny Atkinson wins his challenge. The jump ball at center court as we tell you that if you need spring break plans for your kids, keep your child active and sign them up for the 3-day gym hoop camp, girls only, starting on Wednesday, this March 18th. Campers will learn fundamental basketball skills and make lifelong friendships. You can sign them up now at Mavs.com/gym. So, P.J. Washington and Evan Mobley in the jump circle, with Tyler Ford to toss it up, and Mobley stole that tap one way up before the ball was even in the air, and he knocked it backward to Harden, who gives it to Donovan Mitchell, with the Cavaliers shooting to our left. In their wine uniforms, the gold numbers and letters, is Harden on the drive right to left, and the floater is good for just his second basket of the game. 67-61, Nembhard brings it up and hands the Flagg at the left hash mark. Flagg to his right on Wade. He got kneed by Wade, and a foul call, and that's the third team foul already on Cleveland in the first 2.5 minutes of the third quarter.
Again, grabbing at that left shoulder for the second time this game. He lands on it a little bit.
Marshall inbound from the right sideline, foul line extended. Bounces into Washington. Against Mobley, left hand push, Nembhard off of Washington. Now against Mobley on the switch. Shot clock did not start on the side. It has started with the players being able to see it as Nembhard, a little 10-foot fadeaway, is no good, and the rebound taken down by the Cavaliers. As Mitchell has it left to right, spinning left on Marshall, left corner Keon Ellis, put it on the floor, driving on Christie, spins, pumps, doesn't shoot, to Mobley in the lane, back out to Ellis, right corner, and out to the right hash mark to Harden with 5 to shoot against Washington on the stop and go. Wraparound pass to Hopper, coming to Mitchell, got rid of it in time. Unbelievable. Third time today against the clock that the Cavaliers have been able to score.
8 points.
67-64, and Mitchell with 15. Right wing Marshall between his legs, right to left, and in the lane from the dotted line, and nearly automatic from there is Najee Marshall.
Nice little two-man game developed between Flagg and Najee.
The 14th 20-point game for Najee Marshall this year. He's got an even 20. And it's 69-64, now thrown away by Ellis, picked up by Nembhard, looking for help. Left to Washington, open for 3, hits it.
P.J. Washington having his best game in quite some time, 17.
P.J. Washington now 3 of 4 from behind the line. And it's an 8-point Maverick lead. 4 minutes in, third quarter. Wade left wing, down low. Ellis under the basket. And through the lane right, Mitchell for 3. Rims the basket and falls through.
By the way, Mitchell now, we'll get to it, the next dead ball.
Yeah, he's just achieved a rather remarkable accomplishment.
Flagg takes it coast to coast.
74-67. Mitchell, right baseline, heating up. No this time, and Washington with the rebound. His 6th. And
Mitchell not happy. Got teed up.
Tyler Ford did not hear what he wanted to hear.
No one's coming in to protect Tyler Ford.
No, not anymore. Finish that point about Donovan Mitchell.
15,000 career points, and the fastest current player or active player to reach that threshold.
He did it in 599 games, and the only players to do that among active players are LeBron and Kevin Durant. That's pretty good company.
Unbelievable.
As Max Christie hitting the technical free throw.
Treatment. I guess he kind of bloodied up that elbow. You know, as a kid, when you kind of hit the ground, you scuff up the elbow, and that's what happened to Cooper Flagg. Getting a little benzene. What do they put that on there? I don't know what you put on these days. Mom used to get that rubbing alcohol.
It was like unguentine back in the day.
Well, that's like the 30s.
Not the 30s.
That's what you got.
I wasn't born in the 30s. I'm old. I'm not that old.
You were a teenager in the 30s. You get a little wrap.
Just a little wrap.
Little piece of tape on there. Those trainers have everything, don't they?
It is amazing. Just in 20 years of working in the NBA, how much more equipment there is for just the equipment managers, the training staff.
Yeah, the bags that have to be unloaded and loaded for every game. But I don't have to do that.
That is a thankless job. That is, and I know the guys on the roster are thankful for the guys in the equipment and medical staff that do what they do, because it just wouldn't function otherwise. Here's Nembhard, right wing 3, good, off the feed from Max Christie.
Nembhard again playing really well for the second straight game.
Nembhard with his 8th point of the game. And the Mavericks with their biggest lead of the day at 78-67 as Mobley hangs and scores and draws a foul. There's a big-time finish by Evan Mobley, and Flagg gets called for his 3rd foul.
Sometimes when you play defense, you're just going to be fouling and be the victim of it, but you got to credit Flagg for going for that and not just giving it up.
As the Cavaliers make substitutions, Naquan Tomlin will check in for Dean Wade, and Schroeder will check in for James Harden. Or excuse me, will check in for Mitchell. Harden remains on the floor.
Yeah, they play a lot of Harden-Schroeder minutes together.
Free throw by Mobley is good in the 16-point game for Evan Mobley, averaging just under 18 a game this season, 78-70. 5 minutes gone here in the 3rd. Nembhard across the line. Marvin Bagley screening for him across the way to Flagg, and he'll step into a 3, and that's wide to the right, way off, and the rebound taken by Schroeder. Ahead the left side to Ellis, around Flagg to the rim for an easy drop in. And Keon Ellis with his first points of the day after 13 on Friday night in Dallas at 78-72. As Marshall has it against Harden, he'll drive him. He got by him and then throws it toward Nembhard, went right through his hands and out of bounds. The 9th turnover for the Mavericks today.
Yeah, and it wasn't a great pass. Nembhard was in the right position, a little high and right.
Brandon Williams checks in the game for the Mavericks to replace Ryan Nembhard. That's who's in and who's out. Brought to you by In-N-Out Burger, always fresh and made to order at In-N-Out. That's what a hamburger is all about. As Harden brings it up with 6.5 to play in the 3rd. From right to left in the middle of the floor. Now left as Flagg got bumped off, and Harden lost the ball as he tried to get it over towards Schroeder, and Schroeder wound up knocking that ball out of bounds. Cleveland turns it over for the 11th time. And Middleton will now check in for the Mavericks to replace Christie. .620 remaining in the 3rd. Mavericks trying to end a 7-game losing streak to the Cavaliers, up by 6. 78-72. Williams right to left, and Flagg will try another 3, and this one goes down.
That's what you like about Cooper Flagg. The last one didn't get any rim, nothing, a little piece of backboard. Just puts it right back up in the next possession.
He's got 15 on 6 of 11 shooting overall. 81-72. Harden drops it off to Mobley against Bagley. Left side, Tomlin. Tomlin turns the corner, then met by Bagley. Got him up in the air, and he laid it up and in. That's nicely done by Naquan Tomlin.
A lot of bodies moving around inside. Physicality.
Tomlin, the former K-State and Memphis star. Oh, beautiful no-look pass from Middleton to the cutting Bagley coming down the lane, and Bagley is fouled. He'll go to the line. And James Harden gets called for his 2nd foul. And that's the 4th team foul against the Cavaliers.
And again, look, Flagg's numbers: 15, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. If you're trying to keep him in that 26-4 club,
yeah,
which is, unprecedented territory. Only a handful of people. I think Luka and
LeBron are the only ones
in the play-by-play era.
Yes.
And when you're talking about rookie of the year race, that has to be something you think about as Bagley misses the first free throw. He's steadily putting those kind of numbers up here.
And then, Oscar Robertson's on that list too. It's the creme de la creme of people who have done that.
And what he's doing defensively, he's got a block here tonight.
One more for Bagley. Not many free throws shot in this game. The Mavericks 10 of 12 from the line and make it 11 of 13 as Bagley sinks the second one. Cleveland just 6 of 8 from the line. And the Mavericks by 8 at 82-74. Harden picked up at half court by Flagg as the Mavericks drop back. With Harden left to right. Pocket pass. Bryant down the lane. Fouled by Bagley.
And it's not pretty, but that's what James Harden can do. You pay so much attention to what he does. He can find that roller inside. He basically, everything you see Luka does, James Harden started it in Houston. And Bryant playing that Capella role.
And Luka, just a bigger version of Harden.
6'8" Harden.
That was quite the night last night out in L.A.
We know he's capable of that.
As Bryant hit the first one.
Question for the Lakers will always be on the defensive end. You know they're going to be able to score. You know they're going to be able those nights where all 3 of those guys really play well. But just, it was.
Do they have enough?
Do they just have enough defense to compete against the tough teams in the West.
Second one by Bryant is good. 6-point Maverick lead, 82-76. As Marshall brings it across the line on the right against Tomlin. Pick and roll with Bagley. Lob to Bagley and throw it down. And there's a nice combination of Marshall and Bagley with Najee coming up with his 7th assist of the game.
Using Bagley's athleticism underneath.
Harden driving, kick it, right corner. Tomlin takes the three, way short, underside of the rim. Rebound fought for, and Brandon Williams wins the battle with Harden, but he went to the ground, and he takes a timeout.
Yeah, that's good. Scrapping on the floor. Not just using his body and then calling timeout to keep the possession.
Well, and the Mavericks going to have to take a timeout in the third quarter anyway, so you might as well take it now with 4:56 remaining in the third quarter. It's the Mavericks 84, the Cavaliers 76 on the Dallas Mavericks Radio Network.
Dallas. This is the radio home of the Mavs. 97.1 The Eagle.
At the Modelo Sports Desk, I'm Tyler Sloan. Believe it or not, Giannis Antetokounmpo does not have a triple-double this season, despite having 56 in his career. He's 2 assists away, though, from a triple-double, 23 points and 13 rebounds. With 5:30 to go in the third, Bucks lead the Pacers 78-77. And the Raptors and Pistons are tied at 72 all with 8 minutes to go in the third. A loss in Toronto falls to 7th in the East. Chuck?
4:56 remaining in the third quarter. The Mavericks with an 84-76 lead over the Cavaliers. Good shooting for both teams and exceptional shooting for the Mavericks. They're 8 of 11 from the floor in the quarter, 4 of 5 from deep. Cleveland 6 of 13 from the floor, 2 of 6 from behind the line. As Brandon Williams has it, bounce pass right. Middleton along the right baseline, found Marshall left corner. He'll drive on Bryant, try to finish it, came up short. And Bryant with a rebound. Middle outlet to Schroeder, shovels it right to Harden against Poulikitis. Crossover left to right, behind the back, and Bryant on the pick and pop for 3 off the right of the rim, and Poulikitis with a rebound.
That's the right play, couldn't connect.
Here comes Williams to the top of the arc. It'll work to his right. Trying to get it to Middleton, being fronted by Schroeder. Now Middleton gets it on the right block. Left-hand dribble, fake left, turn right, baseline, short, and the rebound on the weak side to Max Strus, who's in the game out of the timeout, to Harden. Left to Schroeder. Good closeout by Williams, wouldn't let him shoot it. Now Schroeder against Williams, left to right, got to the nail, pick and roll, and Williams knocked that away as he opened up and took it away from Strus. Well played. Here comes Williams on the drive, right to left, and now slowed up and get it back into Marshall's hands. Marshall to his right. Strus meets him, gets away from him, protects the ball, shoot the floater. A little too hard that time, but a foul called underneath against Cleveland as Marvin Bagley and Thomas Bryant went to the deck. And Bryant gets called for the foul, and that one puts Cleveland over the limit with 3:45 remaining in the third.
By the way, congratulations to Frisco Heritage and the great Josh Howard, former Maverick, whose son Bryson Howard was MVP and state champions, the first Frisco ISD basketball champions.
Of course, Bryson Howard on his way to play for John Shire Duke next year, like Duke really needs help.
The rich keep getting richer. I saw him play in person back in December. He's the real deal. Josh is taking personally coaching him, and is just absolutely proud of his boy. I keep telling him, he's going to be better than you. He's like, I hope so. But congrats to Josh and to Bryson and to everybody up in Frisco.
2 free throws for Najee Marshall. A 22-point game for him. And the Mavericks with a 10-point lead again at 86-76 with 3:45 remaining in the third as Donovan Mitchell back in the game against Poulikitis trying to draw a foul. Oh, and a late whistle. And Tyler Ford from across the floor calls that foul, but they call it on the floor.
Jen Schroeder was right there, didn't call it. He calls it, and he just got suckered into it.
P.J. Washington checks back in for the Mavericks to replace Marshall. So
kids having that kind of hand over mouth conversation. Might not be a pretty one.
Yes, come on, man. Really? Here's Mitchell from left to right against Poulikitis. Back to Bryant from the left slot for 3. Hit it over Bagley.
And it turns into 3 points.
Thomas Bryant, 7-point game for him. He had 11 in the game the other day. Now Brandon Williams uses his speed really for the first time today to get himself in the lane and draw a foul. And he'll go to the line to shoot as Strus gets called for the reach in.
Yeah, interestingly, no Dwight Powell so far in this game. Obviously, Cisse not activated. You want to save some of his games for later in the season. They are going all in on this small ball. Bagley, of course, has some stretchability to himself as well.
Quiet game for Brandon Williams so far. 14 minutes, only 2 shot attempts, and only 2 points. Averaging over 13 a game this season, and he hits the first one. And one thing that's really helped him, really since the new year, has been much improved free throw shooting 89% over his last 8 games, but raising his free throw percentage to nearly 79% for the season.
Yeah, you've got to. If you're going to the hole as much as he is and getting fouled, you've got to be able to hit the freebies.
A lot of action on the left of the lane with Bryant and Washington as Williams hits the free throw. And the Mavericks now 15 of 17 from the line today with a 9-point lead with 3:20 remaining. Mitchell from right to left at the elbow, dropped it off to Bryant in the lane. One times it up and it falls off the rim, but he draws the foul. And Middleton gets called for the foul. That's going to be 4 on him.
You have to commit that foul when it's Thomas Bryant going in there. Make him earn it.
Well, Bryant's a shooter now.
But not in the lane. I mean, in the lane, you can. It's not Evan Mobley inside.
No, it's not. But he's also a really good free throw shooter, 87%. And, of course, the announcer jinx works here. And makes Brian Damaris look correct.
I don't really believe in it. I just like to tease you and follow up. Follows he gets upset when you bring it up.
Well, he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
I just like to twist him a little.
Here's the second one on the way, and Bryant missed them both. And Washington with the rebound. 8 rebounds for P.J. Washington to go on with 17 points and 5 steals today, matching his season high. Right wing Middleton. Drop it off to the flashing Bagley. He pivots into the lane. Lost the ball on the dribble. Loose on the floor. And going to be picked up by Mitchell. Turnover number 10 for the Mavericks. Up the right side, Schroeder. Nearly traveled. Got it to Tomlin. Back to Schroeder. To Mitchell on the run from the elbow. That's way off. And Poulikitis with a rebound for the Mavericks. Here comes Washington on the push. Met by Bryant. Pass behind Bagley, but Poulikitis had it. And then hooked it toward Washington. That's knocked away by Bryant. Picked up by Strus to Tomlin. On the drive, and he finger rolls it home with a little Euro step.
And lineups have never played together. Just a really poor spacing offensively.
88-81, Middleton double team. Now Strus jumps out on him and looking for help. Bounces finally to Williams. Just over the line on the left. Now we'll drive left-handed. Got by Strus through the lane. Tried to get it to Washington. A good recovery by Donovan Mitchell to deflect that ball out of bounds.
This lineup, you got to have 2 in the corners, 2 above the wings, 1 up top or in the dunker spot. Always fill in those slots. You hear Dre Triano talking about it all the time. Fill your spots, fill your spots. You're not doing a great job of that.
Marvin Bagley leaves the game. Max Christie comes back in, and he'll inbound the ball in the left corner and throw way outside to Washington. Right to left to Williams. Left wing Poulikitis, and he'll take the three. And that's off the back rim online, but long, and Strus with a rebound. Here comes Mitchell against Christie. Skids a bounce pass cross court to Strus, show and go, and then throw it up top. And there's Tomlin. He missed it, but he tipped it in. They're going to wave it off and call an offensive interference.
I don't know about that.
Boy, it looked like that ball came off the rim. We're going to get the overhead view here of the building and see what that looks like. And yes, it was.
A good call.
Good call.
They didn't even need the lasers.
No. Tyler Ford, the crew chief, the outside official there, making the call. A minute 50 remaining. Williams exploding and then losing it out of bounds. Oh, they'll say last touched by Cleveland. Say Strus touched that last as Williams was trying to get himself to the rim, and the Mavericks will inbound with 16 on the clock. A minute 51.
Ooh, that was back. Maybe they're saying that was a poke out by Schroeder.
Inbound to Washington, double to the top to Christie, reverse it to Poulikitis, right wing three, perfect.
Yeah, that was more in rhythm than his last one. Again, in
Bucket
the NBA,
from
those
the
shots
left.
get sped up. They're not like practice reps.
Poulikitis shot 48% in the G League when the Mavericks signed him a couple of weeks ago, and on the run, Dennis Schroeder with a finish to the left of the rim. His second basket. Now Poulikitis again for the right wing, catch and shoot. Down it goes again.
Bucket from the left.
What does that mean?
Bravo.
Oh, bravo. Oh.
It's actually in Bravo, but it's pronounced Bravo.
Can you just say it like in normal English for most of us? Here's Schroeder. Pass deflected by Washington, came to Bryant, and back out to Mitchell. Here's Mitchell, right to left on Middleton, pulls up for three, left of the circle, that's no good. Long rebound, Williams got it. A minute to play in the third. The Mavericks with their biggest lead at 11. Poulikitis down low for Christie. Against Strus, back out to Williams. At the top of the arc to Poulikitis, right wing, put it on the floor, and will pull up from the right elbow. 3 consecutive baskets for Poulikitis.
From the double digits.
Bucket, bro. Who is
And the
this
Mavericks
guy?
with a 13-point lead in the final 40 seconds of the third quarter. Stunning stuff here in Cleveland. Strus for three. Christie got a piece of that. Comes down to Washington.
One shot.
Final 30 seconds. 9-second difference. Shot clock to game clock. Williams against Strus. Crossover right to left and blows by him and lays it in with the left hand.
Strus had no chance there.
Bucket. Hey, come on down.
98 to 83. In the final 10 seconds of the third quarter. Mitchell on the drive and the spin. Loop it left corner, finds Bryant there, nails the three with 4.4 seconds left. And ball rolled in. Williams picks it up along the right side. Will cut with 2 and 1. He got to the rim. He's fouled. He got fouled with 0.2 of a second remaining.
Make free throws
He
now.
kept waiting for him. He kind of walked the dog a little to put up
Get
a
it.
little,
Make your free throws.
you know, half-court three and a three-point. He's like, no, I'm taking it all the way to the hole. He draws the foul on Mitchell. Wow, 2.2 on the clock. Basically nothing left, and he's got a chance to get 2 freebies here.
If he can make them both, it would be a 12-5 into the third for the Mavericks to give them a 14-point lead. Led by 15 a moment ago, and the first one is good.
It looked like early when Harden was doing some stuff that they were going to tighten this thing going into the third, but the Mavericks have just taken over.
Well, again, all of a sudden, those 5 guys who had not played together started playing together really well. Williams' second foul shot on the way and good.
About a 40-point quarter.
And that'll do it for 3 quarters of play. Stunning stuff here in Cleveland, where the Mavericks have a 14-point lead. This year when leading after 3, the Mavericks are 13-7. And they have a 14-point lead going to the fourth at 100-86 on the Dallas Mavericks Radio Network.
Eagle. The radio home of the Mavericks. The radio home of the Mavericks in Dallas, Fort Worth.
Chuck Cooperstein, Brian Damaris at Rocket Arena in Cleveland. We go to the fourth quarter. The Mavericks with a 100-86 lead over the Cavaliers. Cleveland's been excellent at home this year, 22-12.
Don't forget about Potoi in the background. Appreciate y'all hanging out.
Lost 8 of their
Let's
last
go,
9,
Dallas.
19 of the last 22.
Let's go.
But, Brian, they've been the better team.
Yeah, Cleveland, listen, they're playing for positioning here in the East. They're going to really put everything they can here in this first part of this fourth quarter.
As Dennis Schroeder will bring it up for the Cavaliers. They shoot to our left. He goes to Mobley at the top of the arc, fakes the handoff to Harden. And now going to drive on Washington, lost the handle. And into the hands of Christie. As he tried to spin, Christie right there to pick up the loose ball. And now Nembhard with Washington, Flagg, and Poulakinas on the floor here at the start of the fourth quarter. Nembhard in the middle of the floor against Harden. Now work toward his right. Keeps the dribble, 6 to shoot. Between his legs, lost the handle, got it back, 4 to shoot. Takes a pull-up 3 that's going to be an air ball and goes out of bounds, and that's not the possession that Jason Kidd wanted to start the fourth quarter.
Trying to get the right matchup, and look at what Cleveland's doing here. Schroeder, Mitchell, and Harden all three playmakers in right now.
Here is Harden, in and out to his right. Pocket pass from Mobley, knocked away by Poulakinas, and picked up by Flagg. Has got Harden backpedaling, then lost the dribble out of bounds, and it'll be Cleveland's ball.
Generated 2 straight turnovers defensively. This lineup, Cleveland Union trying to jumpstart their offense with Wade spreading it, Mobley inside.
Up the right side, Schroeder has it. Drives on Poulakinas, got the step on him, laid it in with a foul and a chance for 3.
He's going to pass it. He's like, wait, I've got Poulakinas on me. I'm going right to the hole. Challenge him to see if he can defend me. He couldn't. Lost the foul in the end, 1 chance.
3 fouls on Poulakinas. Dennis Schroeder to try to make this an 11-point game, 55 seconds into the fourth quarter. Schroeder taking his time on the line, 83% for the season, and he missed that one, and Washington with the rebound. He's got the double-double. 17 points and 10 rebounds, back-to-back double-doubles for P.J. Washington, 12 and 10 at Memphis, and that is his 9th double-double of the season.
P.J. Washington out here balling tonight, y'all.
Left to Flagg, 5 to shoot to Washington against Wade. Spinning into the lane and forces it up and in from 7 feet, just inside the left of the lane.
This is the P.J. Washington we know what to see.
19 for Washington today. Right wing Mitchell back out to Schroeder. Drives on Nembhard. He spins him and with the left hand laid it up and in.
Yeah, you're seeing why they have these 3 guards in. They're spreading that floor. Any of the 3 can take it to the hole.
Schroeder's got 8, 102-90. Minute 40 into the fourth quarter. Nembhard pushes it right to Flagg against Mobley. Bounces it back to Nembhard, left corner. Along the baseline, Poulakinas through the lane to Christie, right wing. Washington to the top to Flagg. He'll drive against Wade. Lay it in with a foul as he scores with the left hand.
And one.
Line for an and one.
Come on with it. Make free throw.
Corner, spin it all the way back up top to Flagg, who catches it with some momentum and is able to get the step. Wade going the absolute wrong direction. Draws the foul inside for the N1 chance.
They don't hand out history, you earn it. Cooper Flagg's rookie year has given us record-breaking nights, Rookie of the Month honors, milestone after milestone. Now grab the Coop Bobble Pack Rookie Edition presented by AT&T with an exclusive bobble and a ticket to Coop's rookie era. You can get it only at Mavs.com/Cooper. The three-point play completed. And the Mavericks lead is 15, matching their biggest of the day. As Harden on the drive and the kick to Wade, run off the line. Back out to Mobley. He will take the 3 from the left slot. That's short. And Washington with rebound number 11. To Nembhard up the left side. Screen by Washington. Nembhard keeps the dribble though. And now backs up against Mitchell. Enters to Washington against Mobley. To the cutting Nembhard. He got Wade in the lane, then get it back out to Flagg. He'll try to drive and he'll hang it. He'll score from 14 just below the foul line.
Bucket, bro.
All the way the hole. It stops on a dime.
Bro.
And Cooper Flagg now with a 20-point game. Back-to-back 20-point games for him. 107-90. As Harden on the drive, playing bully ball, blocked by Flagg from behind. He got the ball. And here he comes on the fly. Lay it off right corner. Nemhard open three, down. And a timeout by Kenny Atkinson as the Mavericks have blown this open. It's a 20-point lead, 9:06 remaining.
Bro.
The Mavericks 110, the Cavaliers 90 on the Dallas Mavericks radio network.
Mavericks are doing more than hanging in there today, controlling the basketball game. Huh. You just never know what you're going to get with the Mavericks. It's a good Sunday, though. It's a good Sunday right now. They out here playing some good basketball. Appreciate you hanging out with me. Day Hoops, Cooper, and company. Where's James Harden? Wherever he is, that's okay. Stay there. Mobley? I need some Mobley for my fantasy points. Either way, come on, Mavericks. Commercial break. Potoi.
You're listening to Dallas Mavericks basketball.
Come on, Mavericks.
7.1 the Eagle.
9 minutes to go. Can they hold on?
9:06 remaining in the fourth quarter. The Mavericks 110 and the Cavaliers 100. A shocking run here at the end of the third quarter.
PJ Washington 19, 11, 5, and 5.
For their
What?
first win against a team with a winning record since they beat the Golden State Warriors back on January the 22nd. It's been a while, and Brian, they haven't played this well in a while.
Well, they got to close it out. Cleveland's going to give him a run. Cooper's 25 and 5. He's got 13 of them. No other rookie has more than 6.
Cavaliers with the ball. Here's Mitchell from left to right, chased by Flagg. Lob for Mobley, and he's fouled as he tried to one-time it. The ball was blocked by the rim, but Ryan Nemhard gets called for a foul underneath.
Ellis and Strus brought in for some defense and some shooting, going straight to the pick and roll, trying to lob, use the size with Mobley.
And you actually say that Mobley did not have control of that, so it'll be a side out of bounds for the Cavaliers instead of 2 shots. As Mitchell inbound to Strus and back to Mitchell, circles to his right, chased by Washington, met by Christie, just threw it off the glass, no good. Rebound and a loose ball foul against Evan Mobley.
Pushing off, trying to get that rebound. Another unforced error.
Mavericks led by 1 at halftime. They led 60 to 59 at halftime. A 19-point advantage here in the second half as Nemhard will bring it up. One of 5 in double figures for the Mavericks today. To his right, played by Mobley on the switch. Looking for the cutting Christie. Couldn't quite get it to him, but keeping that dribble. Now hands the Flagg against Mobley on the switch. 7 to shoot to the flashing Washington against Strus. Put it on the floor, and he got fouled going up by Mitchell from behind.
How about Potoipaid getting some run here in the fourth in these important minutes?
And playing with who he's playing with.
Yeah, the Greek streak. Does that sound good?
Got a chance.
I'm working on it.
Need a little time. By the time you and Mark do the podcast on Tuesday,
I'll have it down.
You'll have it down. I got that. As Washington on the line, and the first one on the way, and that spins out right to left. It's almost time for the biggest fiesta of the season. Next Saturday is Los Mavs night, presented by Ford. When the Mavericks take on the LA Clippers, the party starts at 5 o'clock with Festival de los Mavs in the South Plaza, featuring Los Pescadores de Rios Conchos. And stick around for an encore halftime performance, and you get your tickets at Mavs.com/Los Mavs. And PJ with a 20-11 game today. 111-90. It's a 9-0 run for the Mavericks. Strus, catch and shoot left side three. He's been the bright spot for the Cavaliers today in his return. His first points in the second half. 19 points in the game.
He's Cleveland scores. Who would have thought?
111-93. Flagg against Strus. On the hop, left of the lane, spins in the lane, turnaround there, rolls off the rim, and the rebound off the floor taken by Mobley, his fifth. To harden up the right side, cuts right to left and down the lane. The floater is way off, but Mobley got the rebound. Oh, knocked away by Washington and picked up by Poulikitis. What a game P.J. Washington's had today. He's on the fly, the Euro step, and he missed the layup against Strus. The rebound taken by Mobley. And here comes Strus the other way to Mitchell. Back to Strus, short corner, three-pointer down from the left. And Jason Kidd's got to take a timeout with 7:38 remaining. Max Strus is 6 of 7 from behind the three-point line. He's got 22. The Mavericks lead is 15 at 111-96 with 7:38 remaining on the Dallas Mavericks Radio Network.
KEGL, Fort Worth, Dallas.
Can the Mavericks hold on?
This is the radio home of the Mavs.
Already down 5.
97.1 the Eagle.
15-point lead. Come on, guys.
26
Okay,
points
Tyler.
from Brandon Ingram and 21 from R.J. Barrett have paced the Raptors to a 98-84 lead over the Pistons with 10:20 to play in the fourth. And with under 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, Giannis Antetokounmpo with 31 points as the Bucks lead the Pacers 119-102. Chuck?
7:38 remaining here in Cleveland. The Mavericks 111 and the Cavaliers 96. Back-to-back threes for Max Strus has given this Cleveland crowd some hope that there can be some type of miraculous comeback here. And the Mavericks have been terrific today, shooting 53%, 14 of 28 from three for 50%. As Nembhard bobbling it on the dribble, Strus all over him. Washington comes to help him. His pass to the right to Flagg with 7 to shoot against Harden. To his right. Now spinning left to right. Got by Harden with the left-hand floater. Good as he hit the deck.
Bucket. 22, 8, and 6.
22 for Cooper Flagg. Mitchell on the drive. Floater rounded out. The rebound off the hands of Nembhard, taken by Strus. Another chance for the Cavaliers as Harden on the move against Marshall. Hooks it across the way. Shoveled by Mitchell to Ellis. Sidestep left. Take the three. No good. And the rebound. Mobley went over Washington. Batted it off the board to himself. A third chance for the Cavaliers. Ellis from Strus. Three no good. Tipped in by Strus.
Yeah, Strus coming in from the left side. Nobody blocked him out. Can't give a team like that 3 opportunities.
Max Strus, 8 consecutive Cleveland points to make it 113-98. 6.5 to go. Nembhard has Middleton come up the middle screen for him. And now Middleton slips out and gets it against Mitchell at the right wing on the arena logo. Now we'll work toward his right. Inside the arc. Crossover, right baseline. Tough shot from behind the backboard. Way off. And Ellis with the rebound. And here comes Harden against Nembhard. Right to left on the drive. Lost the ball off his knee. Nembhard to the floor. Got it. To Middleton and now to Washington. Got Flagg. Driving. Hanging. Hammered. Fouled. Go to the line to shoot.
Flagg looking at what Middleton did to close that game a couple of nights ago. Trying to do the same. Taking over. Kind of limping a little bit as he comes up. It'll be okay.
This ain't the first game Flagg done took over now. He tripping.
If they keep that up,
he's a takeover kind of player as a rookie.
Wow. I tell you what, it is exciting when the Mavericks get up and go, and Flagg is on the wing, and you're looking for that pass to get to him. What is he going to do with it? And the free throw is good.
He's got so many moves in his arsenal, and again, we saw that win the Mavs had earlier in the week. Chris Middleton take over, and a lot of that was, hey, young boy, this is what you do. Cooper's doing that tonight to just make sure it doesn't get any closer because it becomes a half-court game.
6:04 remaining. Flagg hit the first foul shot, and looking for his 9th point of the fourth quarter, which he has. The Mavericks 115 and the Cavaliers 98. Midway through the fourth, Mitchell, quick move on Flagg, got to the rim. Flagg made him give it up to Ellis through the lane and out to Harden. Knocks down the three from the left slot.
Quiet night for Harden. It's only his 7th point.
Yeah, only the 10th shot taken. 3 of 10 from the floor. 115-101. Williams across the floor, right to left. And back to Flagg, behind the left hash mark, now on the move against Dean Wade with 8 to shoot. And 7, spinning left to right, out to Williams at the top, shot fake, got Mitchell up in the air, and then floats it up and in from the middle of the lane.
Nice find by Flagg, again, drawing that traffic.
Excellent job by Brandon Williams for his 8th point. Here's Harden on the drive, and he'll throw it up. Mobley not in a shooting position, but he found Ellis on the weak side for 3. It's no good, and Marshall with the rebound. His 3rd, and he'll slow it up.
All the beauty of the Cavs offense is not there tonight.
They're 15 of 38 from 3. They're 49%. They've just been outplayed as Williams pumps the right elbow, doesn't shoot. Out to Marshall against Ellis. To the flaring Middleton. He'll drive through the lane to the cutting Bagley. Oh, rejected by Mobley. What a block that was. And he came down with a ball. He capped Marvin Bagley trying to dunk it and came down with a ball in the lane. Mobley against Bagley. Got him up in the air, and he misses off the right of the rim, and Bagley commits the foul.
The unfortunate part of that play on the Mavericks offensive end, that was a wonderful pass by Middleton. Kind of no-look little pocket pass there.
Flagg's going to take a break, and Christie's going to come in to take his place after Mobley shoots these free throws.
Most likely this will be a minute plus they use it or lose it timeout that Jason Kidd used to just get him some little extended rest here.
And Mobley misses the free throw. It is the weak part of Evan Mobley's game. He's 2 of 4 today. He was 3 of 7 the other night. He's just under 62% for the season.
His development is so important to the ceiling of what this Cavs team can be.
And the second one is up, and that's no good. And Bagley, the rebound, they've missed 5 consecutive free throws. The Mavericks, by the way, 21 of 24 from the line. Rare is the time when the Mavericks have won the free throw game and won it by a significant margin. In a 16-point game, they have 13 more free throws. As Marshall from the left baseline, no good, got his own rebound back, score it with a foul, falling to the ground.
Bucket.
And he'll go to the line for an and one.
Got that rebound and shot it in the
trying to get it back up to 20.
Down.
Trying to get it back up to 20.
By Mitchell.
What a finish by Najee Marshall. Mobley the foul. That's his fourth.
I think they're going to call a timeout here.
He may challenge this. He may challenge this with 4:23 remaining. For the moment, the Mavericks up by 18 at 119 to 101. Tomorrow night in New Orleans against the Pelicans at 7 o'clock, and then back home for 3 consecutive games. Atlanta, red hot Atlanta, 8 consecutive wins on Wednesday night. The Clippers, who've been playing really well and becoming the first team ever to begin a season 15 games under 500 and get to above 500. That's on Saturday night at the American Airlines Center at 7:30, and then the Golden State Warriors in on Monday night to close out that homestand. And that's the upcoming schedule, brought to you by Ticketmaster. And
so Mav fans are watching a lot of the college games, kind of licking their chops about who they can add to the roster. And they own this pick. They don't own a lot of other picks because of trades. You can't trade 2 firsts in a row. And the reason you can't, because the former owner of the Cavs, Ted Stepien, the great John Nelson, gave us a bunch of data. I can't get into a lot of it here, but I'm going to forward tease to the podcast where we're going to go in depth on kind of the amazing role that the Mavericks played in that rule and a lot of other permutations that involve Michael Jordan. Please tune in to the Mavericks Tuesday night, but just realize that a lot of what happened here in Cleveland and the Mavericks being involved in it is why that rule is there.
Well, frankly, and then to flip it, one of the reasons why the Mavericks ultimately became what the NBA termed the model franchise was because of all the picks that the Mavericks got from Cleveland as Marshall hits the free throw. People like Derek Harper and Roy Tarpley, Detlef Schrempf, all part of what the Mavericks became in the 80s as Mitchell hits a floater in the lane. Donovan Mitchell with a 20-point game. He's got a double-double today with 20 and 10 assists. 120 to 103 as we come down on 4 minutes to play. As Williams from left to right and across the way to Marshall against Ellis. And then back him down. Got to the block. Floater, no good. Rebound. And it's a loose ball foul on Marvin Bagley.
Fighting for that rebound underneath.
Third foul on Bagley, 4th foul on the Mavericks with 3:53 remaining. And the building known as Loudville, not quite so loud, and has not been since from the middle of the third quarter when the Mavericks took control. And there is Harden on a drive and a foul on Middleton. And Middleton with his palms up, not believing there was a whole lot there as Harden will go to the line for a chance for an and one.
And all the, a trade obviously brings new energy, new excitement as Flagg and Washington check back in. This is the Cleveland kind of performance that these fans worry about in the playoffs, and the two sides of this team. Interesting to see how it'll play out.
Well, ultimately, coming into today, since December the 29th, Oklahoma City, Detroit were the only teams in the league with as few losses as the Cavaliers had. Only 10 losses with Brandon Williams on the blow-by of Harden, able to lay it up and in. Brandon Williams now with a dozen. 122 to 106 at the other end. There's a nice finish by Mitchell, high off the glass. And 22 now for Donovan Mitchell. As the Cavaliers show a little press, get it into Marshall, and now they back off. Williams will bring it up. Williams, Marshall, Flagg, Washington and Christie on the floor for the Mavericks to close this one out. As Williams against Harden steps back, 20-footer off the left of the rim, no good, and the rebound taken by Mobley. He'll run it up the floor himself. Flaring is Ellis to the left corner, over Washington for 3. It's good.
Yeah, you want to use a little more time to get a better quality shot than what happened there. An 11-point game.
Now full court pressure by the Cavaliers as Washington steps to a double team, and then Williams up top to Christie to drop it in at the left of the rim.
That is what happens with full court pressure. You may give up something on the backside.
124 to 111. The Mavericks shooting 53% for the game. Harden three-pointer and foul by Williams.
Nobody's better at it than James Harden in baiting those three-point fouls. Actually, you guys are going to look to see if that was a true call error, but it's going to be tough to try to challenge that unless he just wants to.
It doesn't look like they will.
Yeah, I mean, there was contact, and Harden always steps forward when he does that. So even if you're jumping up and down, you're landing in his space.
So 3 for Harden. And a quiet game for him, averaging 24 for the season. Hasn't had to score as much with Cleveland with all the firepower that they have. He's averaged right around 20 a game with them. And now Strus is going to come back in for Dean Wade.
Remember, they're not playing with Jared Allen, which is a huge part of that vertical pick and roll game that Harden is so good at.
Tendinitis for Allen in his knees, missed 6 consecutive games, and all 3 free throws made by Harden. And he's got 10 here in the fourth quarter. It's 124 to 114, 2.5 to play as Flagg gets around Strus. Hook it left corner. Christie is wide open for 3, and he hits it.
That's just Flagg.
Bucket.
Exactly where he wanted to go before he even crossed half court with it.
The 10th assist in the game for Flagg's second 10-assist game this season. Mitchell on the drive draws a foul, and it's Flagg's foul, his 4th. So Flagg's second double-figure assist game. The other one came right after Thanksgiving in Los Angeles against the Lakers when he had 11 in that game.
Boy, he is so close to just that triple-double. I mean, this one, 10 assists. We've seen him have the 10 boards so often.
This is his 10th double-double of the season. 8 of them obviously have been point and rebound double-doubles. But you saw the full arsenal today.
Yeah, and I think when we're talking about the Rookie of the Year race, which is, you know, we don't have much time left in that, it's the full game. It's the full breadth of the game. The assists, the rebounds, the defense, everything else that comes with it. He's got 2 blocks here tonight.
And tried for another one that was a goaltend. That was pretty close.
Yep.
2 free throws for Donovan Mitchell. 127 to 116 with 2:10 remaining. And the Mavericks up 11. So they led by as many as 21. At 111 to 90. Early in the fourth quarter. Williams letting time run off the clock against Strus. Down to 7 to shoot. 6 and 5. Try to drive him. Hang, bank, blocked by Mobley with the left hand. Taken down by Harden. And to Mitchell up the right side against Christie. Crossover right to left. Stop and go. Got by. Christie throw it up and a dunk by Mobley.
Well, it's a 9-point game. Under 2 minutes. Gotta get a good possession here. High quality look.
And Flagg's got it now. Is Flagg against Strus. Accelerates the foul line in the lane. Protects the ball. Floats it in.
He just says, I'll do it myself.
Bucket. Bucket.
Chris Middleton thing on Thursday night. Right. It's a very quick study. 129 to 118. Here's Mitchell off the handoff from Mobley for 3. No good. Ellis lost the rebound. Marshall ripped it away from him. Flagg is basket hanging. Gets the pass and is wrapped up by Strus. It'll go to the line.
Oh my goodness. What he's able to do here with these 11, hopefully 13 points here in the fourth quarter. Again, the student teacher right there learning from Chris Middleton and saying, I got you on this one. And just making sure that the Cavs can't get any closer, and he can get up to 28, 10 and 6, and saying, I am back. That bounce back game was truly the start of something here, and he misses the first free throw. But again, I've been saying it over and over, in those last 7 games before the injury, he's averaging 29 points a game and really hitting the stride. Is this now the new normal, hopefully?
Missed the first foul shot and rolls home the second one.
31 minutes, those legs got to be heavy.
19 years old, right back there tomorrow night. Right. As Mitchell on the drive against Marshall, lays it up and in. 26 for Donovan Mitchell.
As I say often, I drive to get the mail. I mean, I get tired.
As Brandon Williams will bring it up with 1:05 remaining against Keon Ellis. Over the line now on the right, letting the clock run down. Bounce pass across the way to Flagg against Strus with 7 to shoot. 6 and 5, 4, pull up top of the arc, 3, off the left of the rim, no good. Mobley the rebound. 11 rebounds from Mobley, left side. Ellis on the drive around Williams, then back out to Harden, over Christie for 3, off the left of the rim, no good. The rebound knocked out of bounds by Strus, and the Mavericks will have it with 39.7 seconds remaining.
DJ had the positioning, and if you have the positioning, you're not going to be able to get that easy when Mobley was trying to get that putback.
The inbound to Strus, and to a Flagg against Strus, who then lets him get across the line. And the Mavericks will just dribble out the clock because this one is done. And a most impressive road win for the Mavericks. An unexpectedly impressive win after getting drilled by 33 at home on Friday night. They're going to come back and win this game, scoring 130 points in the process after giving up 138 themselves.
6 players have double figures. Cooper Flagg learning from Chris Middleton about how to close games, and this team continuing to play hard for their coach throughout a tough road trip, 4-5, and everything that's been swirling around this team.
So far, in 3 of the 4 games of this 4-5, the Mavericks have won. And they've won impressively. They won solidly in Memphis on Thursday night, winning that game by 8 after a game really not being that close. And then today, just taking over the game in the third quarter. Toward the end
Appreciate you hanging out. Mavericks with good victory. Sunday. Hey, they got a busy week coming up. I'll see y'all later.
12 coming in the fourth quarter.
We're going to get my choice to talk to after the game today.
There are a lot of impressive people. And
but you know what? I think a game ball should be handed out to John Poulikitis today for his first points in the NBA. We're going to get to talk to him.
Here we go. And John Poulikitis has the headset on. Hello there.
How you doing?
How are you?
Man, I'm great. Great win for the squad.
Well, I bet you are. Nothing like playing NBA basketball, and you're living your dream right now, and
No
you got
doubt.
a chance to show a little bit today.
No doubt. I mean, like I said, the biggest thing for us is come out, competing as hard as we can, following Coach K's game plan, and I thought we had a great run in that third quarter that kind of blew the game open.
Well, bravo, my Greek friend. It was good to see you get that first hoop there. It wasn't a 3, but then the 3 started falling. What's it like? You really got the faith of Jason Kidd because you were spacing the floor and hitting your shots there in the late third and early fourth when the Cleveland was trying to make their run.
No doubt. It means everything to me to have his trust. Obviously it's a Hall of Famer, one of the greatest point guards ever. For him to trust me, trust my work, it means everything to me, and I'm just happy that I could capitalize on my opportunity.
John, give us a sense of what the experience was like for you, in this process, playing at Rio Grande, playing as well as you're playing, and kind of hoping that the phone's going to ring.
I mean, the biggest thing was just staying down and trusting my process, trusting my work. I was ready for whatever opportunity came to me, but at the same time, I was just focused on the day-to-day. So it can be really easy to get ahead of yourselves in this game and in this life. So just taking things day by day is what my mindset has, tried to be. And I'm just super grateful for, my own journey from going undrafted to struggling a little bit during summer league to, obviously now, trying to continue proving myself each and every day.
So what are your marching orders from Coach? Is it just put him up whenever you see it and space the floor, and if Cooper's on a run, make sure he's getting his touches?
Let it fly. That's the message to John Poulikitis, let it fly.
Well, when you shoot 48% from behind the line, you're supposed to let it fly. Congratulations, John. Great job, great win.
Thank you very much. Great win.
Mavericks defeat the Cavaliers today, 130-120. We'll run through the box next on the Dallas Mavericks Radio Network.
Detroit definitely got off to another rough start with a pair of turnovers and an 8-4 Raptors lead. Brandon Ingram was 3 for 5 to begin it and hit a 3 to force a JB timeout with this.
Quickly with the ball in between the circles. 99 with 3:05 to go. Cage to Thompson, cutting left baseline and dunks it. 107-101, 6-point lead Toronto. Quickly and Thompson battling. Quickly had it poked away by Sarr. He has so many deflections among the leaders in the league in that department, second best in fact. R.J. Barrett will get it in from the right sideline. 107-101 Toronto. Raptors' biggest lead was 14 in this game. That third quarter blitz they threw at the Pistons. Barnes, Pirtle, and now Barrett. All on the perimeter, top side. Down to 8. Barrett making moves against Duncan Robinson. Gets into the paint, flips, missed, tap in. Pirtle. Second chance again. 109-101. Second chance points are up to 30. Pick and roll Duran. Extra pass. Thompson covered up. Right corner Harris, and he hits a three. 109-104 Raptors. 2:12 to go in the game. Love the Piston fight right now. Just got to get stops and rebounds. Here's Ingram. To Pirtle, knocked away Cade, recovered by Ingram. Man, 6 to shoot. Ingram on the right wing against Duncan. Pulls up and hits and got fouled. And that is a killer. That is a killer. What a rough night. I feel bad. Duncan Robinson just picked up his 5th. He just cannot play without picking up a foul. One of those nights. And Brandon Ingram now with 31. Barrett's got 23. Pirtle's got 20. The and one is no good. And Harris able to steal it away. Barnes complaining, lost his headband. Cade for a three that rims out. R.J. Barrett with a rebound with 1:40 to go, up 7. Quickly being chased by Duncan Robinson. Now the clock is your friend if you're Toronto. So quickly pulled it back. Now starts the attack. Lost a step back shot as he lost Duncan Robinson. 111-104 off the miss. Cade on the move and stoppage in play with a whistle. And 1:19 to go. Home games coming up for the Pistons. We're on a trip right now, but Golden State on the 20th. That'll be the second game of a back-to-back after that second game against the Washington Wizards. So the Warriors, Lakers, Hawks, and Pelicans all coming up. Those are some dandies. So you got to go to pistons.com/tickets to be part of the action. Cade part of the action, hits the free throw. Now Javonte Green coming in for some defense. It's a 2-possession game, 111-105. Pistons have 2 timeouts left. Raptors with 1, neither team a foul to give. Cade hits a pair. And it's 111-106. R.J. Barrett on the move across the timeline. Cade on his right hip. And to poke it loose now, switch to Harris. Barrett straight up, drives it, dotted line, pulls it back, free throw line, and hit. 113-106 Toronto. Harris gets trapped on the side, got it to Cade. Top side for 3, hangs on the rim, no good. Pirtle with a rebound, and that probably does it. 113-106, 45 seconds to go. Scotty Barnes sends it back to R.J. Barrett. Left side to Barnes. They're working the clock now to Quickly. 7 to shoot. Here's Ingram from the right sideline. That's a 3, and that's definitely the game. 116-106 Toronto. Well, the Raptors are going to win this one. Third quarter did it. Green short on a 3. Pirtle with a rebound. He and Cade battling. And Cunningham called for a foul. Fans on their feet here at the Scotiabank Arena. Quality win for the Toronto Raptors. They'll be 19-16 on their home floor, but an important win for them. It keeps them in the number 6 spot ahead of the Miami Heat, the Red Hot Heat. So they came out and they were not happy with how they reacted to the physical play of the Pistons in the meeting here on the 11th as Pirtle missed, holding Toronto to 95 in that game. And they showed it tonight. I mean, the Pistons did have a 5-point lead at the break, but the third quarter was all Toronto, 34-17. Second free throw good. 117-106. Dave Cunningham works his way across to Duran for a flush. 17-108 Raptors, final 10 seconds. On the run out, here's R.J. Barrett for a dunk. Pistons were going for a turnover. Cade at the other end. Lob knocked away from Duran. The Raptors get it, and the Raptors will win it. So 1-1 in the season series. Raptors took the game over in the second half. Pistons fought back at one point, but just couldn't get it done. And Toronto wins it 119-108 on the Pistons Radio Network, presented by Ticketmaster.
Top of the East. Playoffs in sight. Powered by All-Stars.